You feel like your smile doesn't reflect how you feel inside? Our dental team is here to help. We offer a variety of cosmetic and restorative dental services, from custom veneers to full mouth rehabilitation. We take pride in combining clinical precision with an artistic eye to help you feel confident and comfortable every step of the way. It's time to love your smile again. Call 479-646-0706 or visit rivervalleysmiles.com to set up your consultation. Let's create the smile you've always wanted.
The Solid Rock will soon be celebrating 50 years as a locally owned source for inspirational gifts. From greeting cards and women's boutique items to custom laser engraving and a large selection of Bibles, they offer something for everyone. While you are there, browse their faith-based books, music, clothing, home decor, and unique, hard-to-find treasures for the whole family. And their Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Located next to the Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock. Share the spirit, enjoy the inspiration. 452-4844.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
We will be in and out of the clouds today. Chance of showers, a few thunderstorms in the mix. Our high temperatures into the lower 80s. We will see a chance of showers, a few scattered thunderstorms tonight. The overnight low will drop down into the middle 60s. Thursday, chance of showers and scattered thunderstorms are high on Thursday, near 80. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Cop CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3.
ERX Paris Fort Smith.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
From the bottom of my heart, dog. Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no Moss at halftime.
Vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story's over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
Ooh, all right, man. Happy Wednesday, fellas. Halftime today, we're going to have a fun show. Christian Johnson on the board, Colton Little with us as well. Hall of Fame Wednesday. We get Grant Hall coming up in hour number 1, Dudley Dawson coming up in hour number 1, and fisherman Clay Henry for the last 2 hours of the show. What's up, fellas? Christian, what'd you do last night? You getting anything? You watched the Vegas Knights close it out? You watched any? There was no NBA last night, so what'd you get into?
I thought there was a game last night. What?
There's a game tonight.
Spurs and Thunder did play last night, though.
Okay. Yeah, I watched some of that.
They played Tuesday. It's today's Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Wednesday.
I was looking at Thursday. My day's already messed up.
This short week has really screwed me up. I walked in this morning and I typed in, we have stuff saved for every day, and I typed in Tuesday when I walked in.
And I thought it was Thursday. So we'll go. Thank you, guys.
No, you're welcome.
We're back to Wednesday. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the game last night. I thought Shea had his best game of the series. Spurs done?
Yes.
You think the Spurs are done?
It may go 7, but they're not going to win the series.
Yeah, it'll be hard for San Antonio to climb out of this. I mean, you saw what Oklahoma City was able to do last night. I mean, when they're shooting like that, there's just not much that anybody can do. Kind of the one takeaway I had from the game last night is that this was probably the most egregious example of why people are so turned off on the NBA at times, and it's there's a huge gap in between what people think is a foul, what people think is not a foul, flopping versus not flopping, and everything like that. I think we saw a little bit of that last night at times that kind of makes people kind of roll their eyes and leaves a sour taste in their mouth. But if you look outside of that and realize that this game is being played on TV between two of the most high-profile, high-powered teams in the NBA right now, I think that kind of what we talked about this morning on the morning show with Tommy is that, the NBA is not going to want to step in there too much and put pause on that game, grind it down to a halt, especially when it comes out and starts. But yeah, last night, I think it was pretty much written in stone that San Antonio is going to have to come out and have not only their best defensive effort the next two games, but also their best offensive output that they've had all season long in the next two games. And that's a very, very tall order.
Yeah, there's two Hall of Famers right now if they just stay on this trajectory. That's Wembanyama and SGA. I think, I don't know, can Castle or Fox be a Hall of Famer? I don't know, but they're super talented. They can be all-stars. You like Chet Holmgren, I'm sorry. Oklahoma City has some nice pieces, but they're kind of like the Detroit Pistons. If you remember, those just a lot of good players, a collection of talent. They had depth. Everybody knew their role. That's Oklahoma City. There's one Hall of Famer on that team, and then they've surrounded a lot of people with people that know their roles. They're fun to watch. Little breath of fresh air, and then the Spurs kind of doing the same thing when you have Victor Wembanyama out there, and you just building everything around him. The Spurs can get hot. I do think the Spurs will win tomorrow night. I think they'll figure out a way and it'll go back to Oklahoma City. When you get a Game 7, which I think we all agree those are the best two words in sports, Game 7, anything can happen. But I think I'm with you guys now. I'm leaning. I picked the Spurs before the series started.
Me too.
And now I'm thinking, you know what? After watching them play a little bit, you're telling me I get two chances for a team that went 64-18 to win one game. And now I know San Antonio won 62, so there's not a whole lot of difference between these two teams, but I think I'm leaning Oklahoma City Thunder.
Hog Wild and Van Buren chiming in here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. He said Spurs in 7, and he's standing by it too. So this is kind of a toss up. I mean, really.
One as a Knick fan.
See, good question.
That's more that.
Yeah.
So who do you think the Knicks have a better chance to beat?
I would think right now with the way that San Antonio has lost some of their luster a little bit with, not a definitive ball handler out there all the time. I would prefer that. Now, the issue that comes with that is I think we had a great call from Jesse yesterday in Springdale who mentioned the fact that if the Spurs end up making it to the championship, who he roots for, he's a Spurs fan, he brought up a great point, and it's that the majority of Jalen Brunson's offense essentially gets negated very quickly the moment he dribbles into the paint and sees the 9 feet tall outstretched arms of Victor Wembanyama just taking up the entirety of the lane. It's going to really put Mike Brown and the New York Knicks coaching staff kind of in a pickle to make them figure out exactly how they can score efficiently without having to rely too much on the outside shot, which they've done well at. But I'll tell you this, I would prefer San Antonio, but as like an overall sports fan, if I take my fandom out of it, Matt, you talked about the role players for Oklahoma City, and when you look at the New York Knicks, they also have a really talented and deep group. They have a really talented and deep group of role players as well. So for me, as a casual, just as a person that loves sports, like you said, or hoping for a Game 7, best words in sports, for me, I would love to see Oklahoma City and the Knicks square off simply because yes, at the end of the day, you'd be talking about the superstars in SGA and Jalen Brunson. But whoever would come out on top of that series, it would be because of their bench, because of their role players. So as a guy that was never a star and always a role player, I have a real affinity for that type of basketball and that type of series. So I would love to see that personally. In order for the Knicks to win, give me the Spurs, because I think that overall, other than Wembanyama, you're better than the Spurs 1-5.
Yeah, Dylan Harper looks like he's playing hurt. De'Aaron Fox still kind of playing hurt. You think Devin Vassell is going to beat you in Julian Champagne? No, you don't see those guys beating you. So I would agree with you.
It'd be an all orange and blue NBA Finals.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. All orange and blue.
Well, we got a lot to get to. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. We got a phone call already. You guys want to go ahead? And,
we'll take it.
We got a guest in the next hour, so let's go ahead.
We'll go ahead and get it because he'll be on a hold for a while.
Yeah.
It's the Tuna. He's called in early. Charlie, you're a little premature this morning. I'm sure you never heard that before. What's going on, boss?
I can't even talk right now.
Sorry.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Hey, look. I love this show. Matt just be saying stuff. It's It's whatever. Hey guys, I got a question though. Look, I was Colton. I know you see a lot of this stuff now. Matt is probably the only smart one on the phone right now.
It's true
because he does not. He stays off of social media for the most part. Guys, I am so sick of these narratives that continue to come out after these games that people are cheating for the Thunder. I'm over it. I can't, because Colton, you've watched the game, Matt, you've watched the game over the years. Do the people not remember the early 2000s when the Lakers had a referee literally pretty much cheat for them to get to the finals?
Yeah.
Did they forget stuff like that? I mean, do they not remember that Jordan averaged 9.9 free throw attempts per game in the postseason? Like, in an era where fouls were where it was more physical. Like, I'm over it. Like, at the end of the day, it's the free throws in this series. I think the Spurs are leading it. I think they're averaging more free throws per game in this series overall. I think I've done did the average earlier, and it's not by
20 or 20.
Yeah. So it's like, come on, man. Like, stop it with this stuff. Like, I'm not saying the officiating isn't bad at times, but if you want perfection, put robots out there. Throw robots out there or shut up. And stop watching it.
It's not a collision sport like football, but it is a contact sport. So, like, let athletes play, and I'm with you that if you're consistent, if you as an official, you call it on one side, the athletes are really talented. They'll adjust to the way you're calling the game.
38-33 last night in the free throw. So it wasn't like there was like this outlandish.
But the losing team has to yell, but so that maybe it changes the next week. It's kind of like the old Steve Kerr thing. Phil Jackson used to be really good at that. Steve Kerr, I think, was one of the masters of that. Something would happen bad, and he would just get on the officials, and then it would change the next game.
And Phil Jackson, of all people, who had a referee literally cheat for their team and get thrown in jail and admit to doing it. So I'm just saying, what's the guy's name? Tim Donaghy? I don't. Yeah, like, he admitted to doing it. So it's not like, this doesn't happen. But, guys, the reason I give the Knicks a chance, and I do think, yes, if I were the Knicks, I'd rather play the Spurs. Now, the Thunder have not had, I don't know about the other Jalen Williams, the younger one. He hadn't really played, but their depth is so good that they've been able to go without him. I do think the Knicks match up better with the Spurs. I do. If it's the Spurs, I give the Knicks a heck of a shot to win that series. But when I've watched the Knicks play I mean, what they've done, you can't take away from the fact that they've just been kicking everybody. You know what? I'll let Matt say the word, a word. The last 10 or 11 games, I mean, they just dominated since that 2-1 start against the Hawks. Yeah. So you can't take it away from them. I know the competition you could say is a little less or whatever, but look, the Knicks are dominant, and they play great defense too, Colton. Don't forget that. Defensively, they are underrated. They're physical. They can score, but defensively, Mike Brown is a defensive coach, if anybody doesn't remember that. So, and they do have got Wemby, yes, but do the Knicks, they have Cartwright who can stretch the floor, so they put him at the 5. With Wemby, if you help too much, and he'll spray it. Now, these guys can make shots. So that'd be the balance. I don't know. I don't want to stay on too long, but I'd give the Knicks a shot against either team. I mean, the way they're playing right now and their confidence, they're going to be fine being the underdogs. So, anyways, y'all have a good one.
Thank you for the phone call, Charlie. Appreciate that. And I think Charlie's right. Obviously, I have a little bit of bias as a Knicks fan, and I think that they're going to have more than just a regular shot at coming away with the NBA Finals title. But it would take a lot of help, and it would take probably some cold shooting nights from whoever you face in San Antonio or Oklahoma. But at the end of the day, Charlie's right. They also do play good defense as well. They're not just a one-trick pony. And I'll tell you who else isn't a one-trick pony. Joe's Grill and Cantina. They got some of the best food in the River Valley, the best Tex-Mex, and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every day, Joe's Grill makes fresh from scratch salsa, queso, and guacamole. They got those crispy, warm chips to start your meal. Plus, they have fajitas, enchiladas, tacos, burritos, and more. That'll make your experience one that you won't forget. Great Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, right across from Harps.
All right, I know where I'm going here in a
Yes.
couple hours. That's what's up. That's usually where we go pay up our taco bets. One of my favorite spots. Man, we're gonna have a fun show again. Hall of Fame Wednesday. We got Grant Hall coming up in the next segment. We got Dudley Dawson coming up after that. We're gonna have Fisherman Clay Henry for a couple hours, and of course, you find people as well. Call us, text us, Lewis Automotive Hotline. That's 877-377-6963. We'll be right back.
It's tournament time in Arkansas, and the Razorbacks are on the road to Kansas for the 2026 Lawrence Regional. Our exclusive coverage of the regional round is brought to you by Foster Roofing, trusted, experienced roofing contractors in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley for over 30 years. Check out roofwithfoster.com.
You gotta get out of here! Ryder Helfrich homers. The Hawks have the lead in the 8th.
When it first left the bat, I wasn't sure, and then when it started going up, I said, that's going to go.
The pitch to Helfrich is swung on, hit high in the air to left field. Long run, Bargo back at the wall. He doesn't know where it is. It doesn't matter. It's out of here. A grand slam. Got it. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. They take 2 out of 3 from the Tennessee Volunteers.
Listen to every Razorback baseball game on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
It's time to get ready for the Old Fort Days Rodeo. And Jelco Outdoors, the official provider of Old Fort Days Rodeo merchandise, is ready to get you there in style. Caps, t-shirts, and other items for men, women, and children. Save on Ariat and Wrangler jeans with our buy 2 pair, get 1 free deal. Cowboy hats by Ariat and Justin. Select Western boots, buy 1, get 1 free. Get ready for the Old Fort Days Rodeo at Jelco Outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Shop local. Shop Jelco Outdoors.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Introducing Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa with bright citrus, real red jalapenos, guajillo chiles. Usually, you add sauce to the food, but when the sauce is this good, the food is just there to get the sauce to your mouth. That rolled quesadilla, not a rolled quesadilla anymore. Now it's a sauce shovel. Taco Bell's jalapeno citrus salsa. Get it with any item on the Cantina chicken menu while it's here. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only. While supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
If you work the land, Wheeler Power Sports and Kawasaki want to work for you. The Kawasaki Agriculture Sales Program is delivering exclusive farmer incentives on Kawasaki off-road vehicles. Save $250 on a brute force. Save $500 on Kawasaki mules. And $750 on Kawasaki Ridges. This program runs through March 31st, and it can be combined with any other Kawasaki promotion. All you need is a registered farm ID, ag tag, exemption, or co-op membership. Wheeler Power Sports in historic downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Come celebrate the Memorial Day holiday with Orr Auto Park. Enjoy the benefits of Orr's friends and family pricing. This once-a-year-only sale is going on now. Prices have never been lower on new Chevrolets, Nissans, and quality used vehicles at Orr Auto Park. Orr wants you to have the vehicle you want, even if that means they have to pay your sales tax to help you get it. Don't wait. This once-a-year sale only lasts through May 31st. Come get your friends and family pricing today at Orr Auto Park in Fort Smith. Orr Friends and Family event is eligible to all potential customers.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
One very hot summer's day, when I thought I'd lay myself down to rest in a big field of tall grass. I lay there in the sun, felt it caressing my face as I fell asleep and dreamed. Dreamed I was in a Hollywood movie, and that I was the star of the movie. This really blew my mind. The fact that me, an overfed, long-haired, leaping gnome.
Welcome back to Halftime with Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. The May Mayhem continues with special pricing on trucks, SUVs, and pre-owned vehicles across all locations. Salute the savings and visit Lewis Automotive today. Now let's get back to Halftime with Arkansas football legend Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
All right. Spill the wine. Take that girl. Christian Johnson on the board. Colton Little with me as well. You know what, guys? 11 o'clock Saturday morning, Arkadelphia time. I don't know what time this is and where they're playing. I'll figure it out. But Arkadelphia time, Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. PSG and Arsenal Champions League final. You already know what I'm going to be doing. I don't know if Grant will be watching it, but I know Grant will be watching a little baseball, a little golf. Grant, man, how's your Wednesday going? Did you watch the basketball game last night?
I did, and I read about Christian Pulisic making the U.S. national
Captain
team
America.
today and all that, and they got $15 solar rides in Kansas City, and some of these places they're playing are going to be pretty expensive in the United States. But yeah, I wanted to mention early here that I just went to a funeral visitation for Richard Farrell, and if you're in Fayetteville, Arkansas, there's a good chance you knew him. His father was Bill Groundhog Farrell, who was a trainer for a long time at UA. They had 11 children, and Richard was on my Campbell Bell Little League team, and there's a picture of that thing at the Catholic Church today. And man, we had Bob White was our third baseman who kicked for the Razorbacks. David Matthews was our first baseman who was a UA golfer. Mike Buckrus was the shortstop. I played second base. Mike's father, Alan Buckrus, was the coach. Richard played in the outfield with Charlie Jordan, a man-child who was a great player. And we had some great times back then. But I saw Jimmy Gable and Johnny McNair and a lot of great friends, Steve Clark, Kit Stoker, and he was a great guy, Richard Farrell was. I wanted to mention him. And then also, I don't know if you guys talked about this, but Terry Don Phillips died. Yeah, and I mean, that guy probably should have been an athletic director at the University of Arkansas. The timing just was never quite right. I remember he was AD at Oklahoma State, and I went over there one time. My son was at Eddie Sutton's basketball camp, and Terry Don personally showed me around all of their facilities. He's just a wonderful guy, and unfortunately had dementia for about the last 10 years. But he would have been he hired Dabo Swinney at Clemson, and after a 6-5 season, called him into the office, and Dabo thought he might be fired. He had not even been a coordinator. And he went in there, and Terry Don said, he said, I think you've got something. I think you're going to be the right guy for us. And, of course, they won 2 national championships. So and I wanted to mention him too. And then Atlanta Braves fans will remember Bob Horner. He was a Cardinal for 1 year, but he was a great slugger, and he passed away. So when you get my age, they die quite frequently, unfortunately.
You know, Grant, I'm just hoping I make it to your age. That'd be truth. Something that I had a good time doing was watching the basketball game last night. I just want to get your thoughts before we talk a little baseball. Before the series started, I picked the San Antonio Spurs 6 or 7. And, but now that I've watched a couple games, you're telling me I get Oklahoma City. They have to win 1 out of 2 games. I think you put your money on OKC. Are you more impressed with what the Knicks have done on the Eastern side? Are you more impressed that Oklahoma City going for their back and back? Kind of just sum up what you've seen in the playoffs so far.
Well, I think that Oklahoma City's got too much for San Antonio. I think that they've got more depth. I mean, Isaiah Joe's not even in the rotation right now. Jalen Williams is.
Isaiah Joe could start for probably 7-8 teams. Yeah.
And I think Wemby, as great as he is, just doesn't have quite as much help as Oklahoma City, with his overall roster. That's how I would assess that. The Knicks, I haven't seen as much, but obviously if you win 4 straight at that level, that's pretty impressive. By the way,
12 straight.
Speaking of win, yeah, and I watched the golf guys. Arkansas's women's golf team got to the semifinals and lost to a great USC team, which is playing Stanford today. But Stanford's player, Megan Ghani, said our goal was to go 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. And so far they've done it the first 2 matches, Now Arkansas lost 3-2 yesterday. Maria played great. The young freshman from France played really well. But I think that's the farthest that Shauna's team has gone. So a great showing by them. And, man, there's just so much stuff going on this week with track, all these buses in Northwest Arkansas because the regional track thing is here today through Saturday. Of course, baseball, we're going to have a kind of a meet. We're going to talk informally to Dave Van Horn this afternoon about 3:00. And then we'll know more probably about the pitching and how he's going to line that up. Arkansas has played better on the road than they have at home. Mm-hmm. And I think it was ridiculous that they didn't get a regional. I mean, if you look at all the metrics and they beat them head to head, they finished higher in the conference. I mean, Arkansas has the second most quad 1 wins of anybody in the country. And the one with the most, Georgia Tech, is who they'd play, I guess, if Arkansas were to win this and Georgia Tech wins. But as somebody, I think Tommy pointed out a while ago, that if Georgia Tech happened not to win, then you would sort of inherit their number 2 seed if you could get through these games. And a lot of people I talk to are more worried about Missouri State even than Kansas, because that's a team that they've beaten Arkansas the last 2 years by scores of 14-13 and 15-14, I think. Arkansas did get them 12-4 in one of the games this year.
Grant Hall with us here on Halftime, as he always is in his usual time slot here on our Hall of Fame Wednesdays. Grant, good morning. Thank you for always joining us. Let's dive into a little bit more about this baseball regional. You mentioned right there, hearing from DVH today about who could potentially get the ball first in this regional round. Like you said, it is going to be up against a Missouri State team that could basically be considered a very fierce rival of this Arkansas Razorback baseball team. Grant, in your opinion, if you were DVH, if you were the one calling the shots, who would you give the ball to first to pitch against Missouri State?
Well, if you look at the fact that Gackle is coming off a great when he made all SEC tournament team, you got to win that first game. It'd be really nice to win the second game too. You don't want to get in that loser's bracket. Mm-hmm. What I don't know is the health status of Dietz. I mean, he was not feeling well that day, and I'm sure he's over that part of it now. But when he got hit by that line drive, I was flabbergasted when they came back and said nothing was broken. I mean, it's got to still be sore. I mean, I can't imagine that it wouldn't still affect him somewhat. So whether that's a factor, I don't know. A lot of people do kind of roll the dice and hold their best starter for that second game. But Gackle was the guy for a long time, and he seems to be rounding back into that person. So I don't think he could go wrong either way, but maybe we'll find that out this afternoon.
Grant, have you made anything about this discourse about everything happening down at Hogland Park where the Razorbacks will be traveling to Lawrence to play that regional? Obviously, Kansas not quite known in the same echelon as a great baseball school like Arkansas is, and a lot of the discourse has been that this ballpark is just not fit for a regional. Do you make anything of that, or do you just see this coming from some more entitled Razorback fans?
Well, a park that holds 2,500 and it's going to go up to 4,000 for these temporary seats. I can't imagine that that's enough for all the fans that are going to be there trying to get them. I mean, I would think that tickets would be at a premium. And, of course, if teams start losing, maybe it's easier to get the tickets. But I'm not so sure that Arkansas won't send more people to softball this week to Oklahoma City, where Oklahoma is not there. And all of a sudden, you got a good chance to get some of the 13,000 seats there. And the fact that it's a first-time thing for them and I mean, I went over there the other day and saw the celebration after the game and talked to Courtney and some of the players. And I mean, everyone's just so excited about that, and they should be. I mean, they've done a great job this year, and really, they got a tough draw too. I mean, Nebraska's won 26 in a row. They're playing them right off the bat, and then I guess Alabama would be the team which is the number 1 seed. So. That was not a good draw at all for Arkansas, but they got a lot of confidence going right now.
Hey, what's the next golf tournament that you're going to be looking forward to? I know the U.S. Open is in the month of June. You got the Memorial Tournament. I believe that's the Jack's Tournament. You get the Canadian Open, but the U.S. Open, another major coming up next month. What's kind of going on in the golf world? Is it still Scotty Scheffler? Who wins the next major? Who's your money on?
You know, Scheffler's just been right around it all year. I mean, he hasn't been out of the top 25 in what seems like 2 years. He keeps playing great. If somebody plays even better every time, it'd be hard to go against him. But I think Fort Worth is the tournament this week. You know, the old Colonial, I believe that's right. And Shinnecock Hill's coming right up. U.S. Open. You know, Rory, of course. Is the guy that you'd be looking at there too. But we just got through playing the 46th Ellis Bogan Memorial 2-man scramble at Paradise Valley. I played with David Welzel, who's a former Arkansas guy. I did not play with him. I played in the group with him. My son and I played, and had a good time reminiscing about there aren't that many left, you know, from the first one of those things. But that was a fun tournament to play over the holiday.
I love it, man. Grant, thank you so much on this beautiful Wednesday, man. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and let's go baseball.
Yeah, it should be a fun week. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Grant.
Yeah, thank you, Grant. That's Grant Hall. He's always kind enough to give us a little bit of his time on these Hall of Fame Wednesdays, and that's what we got. We got some more time left to hang out with you fine people. Let's go take a break, and we'll come right back.
But what's not cool is the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee, which royally screwed Kansas.
This is halftime.
Attention skilled craftsmen, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is hiring only the best that the natural state has to offer. If you're ready for your next big opportunity.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Kevin Hart here to tell you all about Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Hey guys, I kind of feel like you're chopping off my head a little bit. I'm the money. Don't forget that. It's spicy, balanced with a sweet and tangy citrus touch that makes everything taste even better. And the best part is it comes with, I kind of still feel like you ain't got all of me. The best part is it comes with anything on the Cantina menu. So you better try it before it's gone.
New jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with more main character energy than Kevin Hart.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Got 6 troubles on my back. Got 6 little milk tea, all gone bad. Won't move over, won't get wrong, won't move over.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. The May Mayhem continues with special pricing on trucks, SUVs, and pre-owned vehicles across all locations. Salute the savings and visit Lewis Automotive today. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
All right, the kills coming in, just killing it. I love it.
My
Christian
brains are
Johnson.
fried.
Yeah, man, what are we doing? It's hot outside already. Christian Johnson on the board, Colton Little with us. One of my favorites, Dudley Dawson, coming in on this Hall of Fame Wednesday. Dudley, how's your Wednesday going? What'd you think of the game last night? Do you still giving the Spurs a punching chance?
Yeah, I give them a punching chance, but now I'm back on the OKC bandwagon. I think they'll obviously win one of the last 2 games. I don't see them losing Game 7 at home, and they may go take Game 6 at San Antonio. They're just really good, and San Antonio's coming. They're going to grab that and get it in the next couple of years. But I think we've got a Knicks OKC thing we're going to have here.
Yeah, Dylan Harper being a rookie, he's going to be better. I'm a Stephen Castle fan. I mean, I think everybody, if you like basketball, he's an athlete learning how to play point guard.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot to like now. Injuries happen, things happen. The Thunder seem like they might be a little banged up. I'm with you. If you were to tell me I get 2 chances for the Thunder to win 1 game, I don't know if they've lost back-to-back games all year. So I'd kind of go there. Speaking of some hoopers, some ballers, and I know that Arkansas fans and so you're always going to wish these 2 kids well. Talking about Malik Thomas and Billy Richmond, and selfishly you're like, hey, come back and be a Razorback 1 more year. What's your kind of final thought? Is that they have to make a decision today? Do you think the fact that they haven't made a decision today means that they're going to go? What's kind of your thoughts, and what would you advise both those kids to do?
Well, I think Malik's at a point from what I'm hearing, and Otis Kirk, my colleagues, hearing a bunch of the same stuff. The Celtics and the Knicks are both enamored with him, and I think that, that's going to be a guarantee he's going to get into the first round. So I think he's going to stay in there. I'm a little unsure about Billy. I think it would be much better for his future if he comes back here and has a bigger role this year. Works on his outside shooting a little bit. He's got the mid-range game and all that, but I think it would do him better. But you just never know with these kids these days. If I knew exactly what their NIL deal was going to be, then maybe I'd have a better idea too of whether it's time to jump or it's time to stay.
Yeah, we kind of there's not a lot of transparency. My thought and what you see, what I glean looking at stuff on the internet, or you're trying to see what they're saying prices are, or last year prices, I would think both those guys are going to get north of $2 million to play college basketball.
Yeah, you would think so. And both of them, I mean, I really like what Arkansas's got coming in. Adding the Maker kid, whether he's developmental or whether he'll help you down the line, I think it's good. But they'll be much better if at least one of these kids come back.
I agree with you.
And there's a lot to be said for veteran presence.
Dudley Dawson is our guest. He joins us at this time every single Wednesday on Halftime. Dudley, Diamond Sports is where I'm turning my focus to right now. I want your thoughts on the Razorback softball team making it to the promised land for women's college softball. The first time in program history, Courtney Deifel and company have found themselves firmly in the field at the Women's College World Series. They're taking on Nebraska Thursday night at 8:30. This is a big deal for the Razorback softball program, and you've been covering Razorback sports and softball for a long time, Dudley. This softball program didn't used to have quite so much success, so to see them finally make it through has to be really, really good for all those who have seen it and seen that struggle for so long.
Yeah, so accurate. I mean, I went to games during their 1-23 season and have covered them since then. Not as much as I have covered them here recently, but it's you try to be objective and you try to disassociate yourself from, when you're a beat writer and all that. But I tell you, it has been sad and heart-wrenching to watch every year Courtney Deifel and her team, not make it to the College World Series and end up crying. It was really nice to see her crying tears of joy and relief instead of pain. And so I think she's a tremendous coach. I think she has a tremendous staff. I love some of the players over there. Ella McDowell is what I would have been if I was a female softball player. I think I love the way she plays the game. And I just, obviously you talk about it with a good friend of mine, Grant Hall. There, 26 wins in a row with Nebraska. You're not getting anything easy. Jody Ball, now Jody Fromm, is a tremendous pitcher. But you can't win it if you ain't in it, and I'm just glad they're there.
Dudley, also speaking of being in it, the Razorbacks thought they would be in it, and it being Baum Walker here after the SEC tournament. Dudley, what are your thoughts on how the Razorbacks should approach that SEC tournament going forward in the future? If they got a seed locked up, should they, go and what essentially ended up being a waste of their time in a way if they weren't going to find their way back home to Baum for a regional? Just your take on the regional draw for the Razorbacks and that SEC tournament, kind of how it played out for Arkansas baseball this past weekend.
A couple of things on that one. The SEC tournament, I think he's going to look at it a lot differently now. It's I thought they did enough, and when you match them up against Mississippi State, then they should have been in. But you have the whole other teams there, so whatever it's past, you gotta. He says he's not going to play the chip on the shoulder card, but I bet he is, and I bet the kids are too. People need to get off Kansas. Kansas, is just getting their baseball program going, and yes, they have 2,500 seats or have 400, and there's going to be a pig invasion, as they say, this weekend.
Yeah.
But Kansas had a great year. It's not Kansas's fault that Arkansas lost those midweek games and all that. They just waited to get going too late. And I heard you talking to Greg as well. I would throw Gackle in the first game. You can't win the second one. You can't. You want to stay out of the loser bracket, but Gackle has been really good his last two games, and I think that you put yourself in best position to let Hunter rest another day and have him throw against Kansas or whoever or Northeastern the next day.
I was going to ask you about that, so I'm glad that you preemptively knew that I was going to. But kind of with that, Dudley, some of the discourse around Gabe Gackle has been that he's just better when he comes out of the pen, when he's pitching in relief. Do you put any way to maybe DVH using not necessarily what you'd call a starting pitcher, one that you're looking to get length out of, but maybe an opener, somebody like a Steele Eves in that scenario?
I actually was mentioning that to somebody just about an hour ago, and I think in a normal situation, that's what you would do. But in a tournament situation where they don't have enough pitching anyway to go, you have to play 4 games. You just got to trust him and send him out there. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then you've got to, handle it. But I think you can't play too many games in terms of pitching and what you're going to do. I think from what I understand, Gackle matches up better against the hitters of Missouri State in terms of right-handed, left-handed. That thing is always factors in there. So Missouri State, I'm as somebody said, I'm not as worried about Kansas as I am Missouri State, because that team has a tremendous chip on its shoulder all the time against Arkansas.
Hey, one last thing before we let you go here, kind of get your thoughts on the MLB, how things are kind of shaping up. I guess we're about a third through the season. Atlanta seems like they're as hot as anybody. Is it still the Dodgers in the National League? Do you think Atlanta can come out of there? I know there's a lot of golf left. And then when you're looking at the American League, I kind of feel like the Yankees are going to be out of there. But, Travis Kelce just purchased a minority stake of the Cleveland Guardians. He might have a little of that Tay magical dust.
There you go. Well, I think that Atlanta has a chance, especially when they get Swallen back their other pitcher and get some of those guys going, because I think they, when their pitching staff can do it, and obviously their offense has come alive this season. I guess you would put the money on the Dodgers till it doesn't happen. They also have had some injuries there. I tell you what, I'm just thrilled with the way the Cardinals are playing. I don't think they have enough pitching to do anything, but it's fun to be over 500. And what a year when the Cubs can win 9 games in a row twice and lose 10 games in a row. It's a fun season. I think the MLB's younger these days.
Man, that NL Central, every single team's above 500. That's a dynamite division right there.
Hungry, and have problems, all of them. But they're, it's much better than it was last year, a couple of years before then.
Hey, man, I love it. I'm excited to, as these NBA finals get around the corner, to talk a little more basketball with you over the next couple weeks. And always fun chatting with you, Dudley. Thank you, man.
Hey, anytime, man.
Dudley Dawson bringing it today. Man, that was just felt like a meat sandwich, getting Grant Hall and Dudley Dawson back to back. It's like, we just replay that again? That was amazing.
We might have to. And you know what? We got Clay coming on a little bit too.
Coming up.
We don't even have to work today,
I love it.
Matt.
Go ahead.
We don't even have to work today, Matt. We can relax in our backyard, and if our backyard is nice enough, I bet it has a fence from the Fence Man. If you're looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong, you got to call the Fence Man. It's 479-782-3936. They've been serving in the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. The Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. You need automatic gates. The Fence Man does that too. If you need financing, they've got 18-month financing available as well. Get your free quote. That's right, free quote at thefencemanAR.com or call 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936 for the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Neither are we. We always show up. We put in our shift every time we're supposed to. I love it. We're having a good time today. We're gonna come back after this. We got a really cool song. It's called "Glamour is a Rocky Road." We're gonna play it coming back, and we'll be back right after this.
Missouri State is in the top 25 of the RPI, and that is the 3 seed in this region. Are you kidding me?
This is halftime.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Nobody will pay you more for your trade than Harry Robinson, Sallisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Sallisaw. We've got employee pricing going on. We've got the Capital One pre-approval sale going on. And anytime you want to trade in or trade up, now's the time because nobody's paying more for your trade.
Yes, definitely. Harry Robinson, Fort Smith back in the day, that's what they're known for, is more for your trade. So come down here and see us. Even if you're not in the market to buy and you just want to sell your vehicle, or if you're buying somewhere else and they're not giving you enough money for it, give us the opportunity to purchase your vehicle. We want to give you more money than any other dealer out there. So come and see us at Harry Robinson, Sallisaw Ford. This is not a sales ad. This is a buy ad. We want to buy what you have.
All right, so bring your vehicle, and like Troy said, even if you plan to buy elsewhere, hey, keep them honest with a second appraisal, another opinion from Harry Robinson, Sallisaw Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Sallisaw, online at harryrobinson.com.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build it yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Legal challenges can feel like a mountain in your path, but you don't have to climb it alone. Hi, this is James Teague. At Teague Law Firm in Rogers, we provide the experience, personal representation you deserve. Whether it's family law, criminal defense, or personal injury, we are dedicated to protecting what matters most to you. From divorce and custody trials and all other forms of litigation, Teague Law Firm fights for your results. Trust our team that Northwest Arkansas has relied on for over 30 years. Call Teague Law Firm today at 479-877-1688 or visit our website at teague-law.com. The Teague Law Firm. If we can't help you, we'll talk baseball.
Hey, it's Phil Carr with Shangri-La Resort. Some things get better with time. For 70 years, Shangri-La Resort has been the backdrop for your favorite memories. On July 3rd, we're going to celebrate all these years on Lake Ouachita. Whether you're here for the world-class fishing, the delicious cafe, or just a quiet morning on the water, join us as we celebrate 7 decades of excellence. Visit us at ShangriLaResortAR.net or call 870-867-2011. Shangri-La Resort in beautiful Mount Arkansas. A touch of paradise and a boatload of fun.
The May Mayhem continues with special pricing on trucks, SUVs, and pre-owned vehicles across all locations. Salute the savings and visit Lewis Automotive today.
As soon as I can, I'm getting out of here. Rocky Road.
with. She's got a finger on the trigger. From my overdoses. Flex, lipstick, overdoses.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, moving right along this beautiful Wednesday. Christian Johnson on the board. Colton Little with a little day in review today.
Today in review, baby. We do it every single day right here on Halftime. Today, May 27th, the year of our Lord, 2026. We'll start with some famous birthdays today. A little bit of local flavor first. Dre Greenlaw, born in 1997.
Nice.
His birthday of today as well. Andre 3000, his real name is Benjamin, obviously from Outkast fame and obviously his own solo ventures well.
Saw Andre 3000. I was in L.A. with a buddy, and we pull up to a stoplight, and I'm not look over to the right, and it's Andre 3000 in a black Escalade. So I actually so that was kind of it's kind of cool.
That is pretty cool. What year was that? Was that during Outkast time, or was he solo by then? So he's probably solo by then, doing his own thing.
It was, or 2000. I was out there probably watching the NBA Finals or going to a concert out in LA. Yeah, it was cool.
Also born on this day in 1837, Wild Bill Hickok, also known as Buffalo Bill, not to be confused with Buffalo Bob. Yeah, not to be confused with Buffalo Bob. It is not Howdy Doody time here, unfortunately. Yeah, the Rally Moth. Historic events today. Matt, this one may interest you. In 1977, the Sex Pistols released God Save the Queen, sparking major controversy and leading to a ban of the song by the British Broadcasting Corporation. I know you're a big Sex Pistols guy.
I like the Sex Pistols. Paul McCartney released Venus and Mars this day in 1975. So C. Beetle over here celebrates everybody that Paul McCartney does.
Oh, man. That's your Today in Review. We do it every single day on Halftime. If we missed anything, feel free to call us, text us, let us know we missed anything historical about today, any famous birthdays, anything that happened of Razorback relevance. We want to know right here on Halftime, 877-377-6963. Matt, you're absolutely right. This first hour flew by.
We got
so lucky to have Grant and Dudley on with us.
Yeah, that was fun. And so Paul Bettany turns a double nickel, and Joseph Fiennes turns a Lawrence Taylor. And you already said, Lily Rose Depp turns at Steve Atwater today. So yeah, there's some cool birthdays. And then I know there's somebody we're gonna mention tomorrow. John Fogerty and Carrie Mulligan share a birthday for tomorrow, so that'll be fun as well.
That will be a good time. I'm a big fan of Carrie Mulligan.
We're having a good time. Please call us, chat with us. We got Fisherman Clay Henry coming up for a couple hours. We're going to talk a little basketball. We're going to talk a little bat and ball sports, being baseball and softball, and whatever you guys want to talk about. 877-377-6963. You can text us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. You can call us as well. Guys, any plans tonight? Tonight's the night with no basketball. We get a game tomorrow. Kind of be able to take it easy today, huh?
Yes, I'm gonna take it easy. I don't have to. I'm gonna make sure I put my kid to bed, and then after that, probably a whole lot of nothing, unless my wife asked me to do a whole bunch of stuff. But then after that, I'll be done. Yeah, honey-do list. Make sure I get that done, and then after that, chillaxing, as the kids, the youth of America say.
Ooh, I love it. We might get some youth in America. I'm sure there's Sonic Youth maybe. We'll get some good songs coming up. Hey, we're gonna have fun. We'll be back right after this.
Budweiser, the American lager. Time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, get $50 off an Ego 56-volt trimmer and blower combo, or buy a Ego multi-head string trimmer and get a free attachment up to $199 value. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
We will be in and out of the clouds today. Chance of showers, a few thunderstorms in the mix. Our high temperatures into the lower 80s. We will see a chance of showers, a few scattered thunderstorms tonight. The overnight low will drop down into the middle 60s. Thursday, chance of showers and scattered thunderstorms are high on Thursday, near 80. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by COP CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050.
KERX Paris
Check them out
Fort
online
Smith.
at
This is halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that can respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah. People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
From the bottom of my heart,
I have zero respect for saying no Moss at halftime.
Vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
Ooh, let's go baseball. Let's go NBA playoffs. Let's go my favorite word in sports radio. I don't know if they use this in other radio, but at least we use this. We are efforting to get Fisherman Clay Henry, but we do have Colton and Christian.
That'll have to the next best thing.
And myself.
Yeah, the next best thing.
And we have you lovely people. Give us a shout, 877-377-6963. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. I want to talk a little NBA playoffs with you guys, and then we can switch over and talk some other things next. But we are maybe it's a Jeff Hostetler. I think he was number 15. Just trying to think. But we're 15 days away to the start of the World Cup. So if anybody has any World Cup questions or wants to talk some soccer, I'm here. I absolutely love it. I'm for it. It's the first time in over 40 years that there's not a Liverpool lad on the England national team. So that was pretty cool. It's going to be, Phil Foden and Cole Palmer got left off. I don't understand that. That's just it's asinine. It's just not right. But whatever. They don't ask my opinion. But what I want to ask is, so when we're watching greatness in real time, sometimes you know how we do it. We kind of get caught up in the moment. And then sometimes we don't even notice we're seeing it until the moment's passed, and then we're like, oh, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling real time watching this Western Conference Finals? And what's the biggest story is, Oklahoma City wins another. They go back to back and win a world championship. I think SGA is 100% going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't think there's any question about that. Is there somebody else on that Oklahoma? Because when we talk about Golden State, Clay, Steph, and people think Draymond's a Hall of Famer. I don't think he is, but when you win 4 titles, man, that you stuff happens and he might get in. My question to you guys is there anybody else on who does this help the most when we're watching this that you say, you know what, that guy, or maybe I'm just trying to force something.
He may be the only Hall of Famer.
That's
on
what
that
I mean.
team.
Am I just forcing it, or do you think Chet has enough that if he continued on his, because Chet's never going to be the best player on a team that wins a title. He's kind of a role. Is that it? Is that their Hall of Famer?
Well, you talk about just like watching greatness in real time, Matt. Like, to me, what I'm seeing when I watch this Western Conference Finals is this is chapter 1. This is chapter 1 of what's going to be probably the Western Conference Finals multiple times before all these guys kind of hang it up and say that they're done for a career.
I think Denver could bounce back. The Joker, if he gets some help around him.
Yeah.
I'm is Anthony Edwards going to stay there? Does Giannis go to the West Coast? But I'm with you. All things being equal right now and all teams being healthy, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this rematch again next year.
Yeah, like you said, I think it's chapter 1. Obviously, there are other teams in the West that are in strong contention for with superstars and can do a whole lot in terms of damage in the playoffs to other teams in the Western Conference. But to me, there's a real youth infusion right now between what you see with San Antonio and with the Thunder.
That's true.
They just have a lot of youth on their team that's kind of logging really
Got
quality
lucky
minutes.
in the draft a little bit.
And not even lucky if you're Oklahoma City. That Sam Presti and what they do up there in their front office, the way they have made these trades, the way they have drafted, like you said, they are one of the best franchises in all of sports in the front office because of what they've done. A lot of that has led to the success that you see right now. And of course, we know what San Antonio, what that organization has been for a long time under the leadership and everything of Greg Popovich, who's obviously no longer the coach, but a lot of that same administration and things.
His fingerprints are still on it.
Yeah, his fingerprints are everywhere, like you said, Matt. So I mean, there's still a lot of stuff like that. I just see 2 franchises that are extremely well run, extremely well put together in terms of their roster, and also just have a really rabid fan base that's going to go out there and support them, whether they're on the road or whether they're at home. So it's extremely exciting to watch because if you just like basketball, you get to see these guys, these unicorns like Wembanyama, go out there and just be dominant all the time. He didn't have the greatest game of his career, obviously, the other night, but you get to see guys like SGA, and then you get to see what team basketball looks like when you watch the Thunder because of how deep they can go and because of how well all those guys fit their roles. So
that's a good point. Hey, we're joined by fisherman Clay Henry. Welcome in, Clay. Everything's working. How's the weather out there? Is it kind of gnarly?
We've had off and on. We've had nice periods, and we've had some that you think I can't see across the backyard. So all good right now. I probably should have tried to log in 30 minutes earlier than
it's all right.
It's all good.
But it worked the second time.
We have a live fan feedback. It's and I want to get your opinion, Clay, because you watch a little soccer as well. It says, in the last 20 years, what is the U.S. men's national team kind of almost moment or best moment? Mine would be when Tim Howard was standing on his head and had 20-plus saves against the Belgians, and we couldn't find a way to get a goal. We could have won that game. I think that would have been our biggest win ever. So that would be mine. Is there anything that stands out to you with this? Because, Clay, I love soccer. I will watch it. I will pull for the Americans. Do I have any faith that the Americans are going to win? No. We're playing with, like you said, with watching the Arkansas defense last year. There were a lot of walk-ons, not a lot of NIL guys on this U.S. Now we have a couple: Weston McKinney, Kristen Pulisic. I will definitely be pulling for him. But is there a moment in the last 20 years or so that you're like, man, that was cool?
I just don't, and this is typical of any sport that that you want to pull up. Whether they don't have that what you call dude.
Yeah, Edward Halling, Mbappe type guy. Yeah, LeBron
and
James. That he didn't play soccer. Yeah,
and it's like you don't have a Tom Brady. We don't
have a top 100 player in the world. Yeah.
There's in specifically goal scorers, and they can kind of cobble together a decent lineup and get some counterattacks, but they don't have the midfield that these other teams have. They're okay, and Christian Pulisic, I struggle with his name.
Pulisic, yeah.
Yeah,
Captain America is what I think his friends call him.
He's the, I think there was a period when when you had hope with a guy like Landon Donovan.
Yeah,
that had a little magic. I'm talking about magic in the final third.
Yep.
You see games where you think, okay, we've had our chances. Well, chances are not goals. Chances are not, and we have actually won games or stayed in games because of incredible goalkeepers, but don't have that. There's only one Messi. There's only one Pele. There's only one Ronaldo. But guess what?
It'd be like Kobe Bryant.
These countries, they continue to have that player. If Mbappe, is there'll never be an Mbappe for the USA national team. There just won't be. So we had some dominance on the women's side that was a little bit of fool's gold because you thought, oh, soccer is here in America. But guess what? Title IX created women's soccer in the United States that was far beyond what I call developing countries. They didn't allow their women to play soccer, and now they do. It was what the USA did in women's soccer that got the rest of the world excited. Well, now guess what? The USA women are kind of slipped back in that same grouping.
England, France, Brazil, Spain.
Those teams,
all
Sweden. Women's team. So, I think that those countries with now they have, France has a great women's professional league. So we're going to have a hard time even being what there won't be another, Brandi Chastain moment. There won't be that for even the women. But our men, we're a second-rate soccer country, and you just have to watch it with that in mind, that there might be some brilliance, there might be something incredible happens. Now, the good news is the host country sometimes plays above their weight class.
Yep, and it's been, I want to say, it's been at least 10 World Cups, so that's over 40 years since the host country didn't make it out of group play. So I do think that we'll make it out of group play.
And what I do like is that they've expanded the field, and what it's done is watered down the groups. You look at our group, there's some hope.
Win that group.
Yeah. In fact, we're the top seed in the group.
Yep.
It's Australia, Paraguay, United States. Who's the other one? Who else?
They had to win a playoff. It's an island country, but they're not going to be like a top 40 team ranked in the world. It's going to be.
But you could easily go 1-0-1 and not advance.
Australia might be our toughest game in that one.
Oh yeah. But I would think that you're going to play in situations where you have the dominant crowd for at least through the through pool play or group stage. I'm fired up to watch it.
Well,
I mean, I don't want to be negative, but I have to be realist, and I think you are too, Matt.
I watch too much soccer. There's a game today that I'll be watching, and it's Crystal Palace, a London club, versus Rayo Vallecano, and I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but they're a La Liga team, and it's like how people will watch round 2 of the SEC baseball tournament. I will watch that in the soccer world. It's like I really enjoy it.
So I'm 8 days away from a soccer road trip.
Ooh,
I'm going to
that's a
Chicago.
Troy
I'm going to Chicago with daughter Sarah next weekend to watch USA versus Germany in the last friendly before the World Cup. Believe it or not, these were $100 tickets, and they're like 10 rows behind the goal.
Oh, cool. That'd be fun.
It's Soldier Field, and it's sold out. Sarah bought these tickets around Christmas time, and she actually, I think, went up for a Gold Cup game that was like Chile and Colombia.
Yeah, I went and saw them play Uruguay in Kansas City.
This was
2
Soldier
summers ago.
Field.
Yeah.
So we've splurged. We've got 2 nights in the Westin in Chicago, and we're gonna do it up. Now, I planned my summer. I've got a bucket list trip to Montana in the 4th week of June. And Sarah's going to Kansas City with one of her friends to watch the Netherlands play in the World Cup and stay with my brother Butch. And it's pretty cool. She's already got it all planned out. There is no parking at Arrowhead. You cannot. You have to find a parking lot with bus service, and she's going to go from the plaza to Arrowhead, and in bus service. And they just like, I think it's a security issue. They don't want lots of people on the ground that might not be coming to the game. The tailgating. There's some people that are like, hey, we're not going to go to the game. We're just going to tailgate, kind of like, War Memorial golf course. A lot of those people don't even come into the stadium. So FIFA is, they're a little worried about what might happen at some of these games.
We got
we're getting lots of soccer texts.
LeBron flops like a soccer player from Pinto. Appreciate that.
That's right.
2000. Yeah.
I got a call from my old buddy Jim King, who played with Jerry West for the Lakers and Fort Smith Northside guy. He's back in Fort Smith now. I think he was living in McKinney for a while. But Jim, who's in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, he's watching these NBA games, and he called me one morning, and I guess it was after LeBron had one of these flops, and screaming at the referees, and they showed the replay, and there wasn't anybody within a foot from him. And he had a solution. He said that's a 1-game suspension. He said
assimilation.
He said if you'll, and he said nobody in my day. He said unless you were bleeding, you didn't scream foul. He said there had to be something, and then he also was upset at the treatment SGA and Wemby were getting, just brutalized, and they called. I guess it was SGA was wrapped up with the guy around him, and he kind of pushed the guy off, and they called him for a flagrant. And it's like, come on, guys, just look at the replay. You see that he pushed him. But that's not, and then the same thing happened where Wemby threw an elbow after some guy had wrapped him up with both arms around him.
I do remember seeing that one. Colton, you got something for the people right now before we
Yeah,
go to a break?
I'll tell you what, for
Okay.
the people, all this World Cup talk has got me thinking about how I think I know who the heavy hitters are, and if not, I've got a good inside track with Matt Jones here feeding me all the information. And I think I might parlay that into some bets on Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen's Arkansas's favorite sports betting app, and for those who like to make a little wager on their favorite sporting event, Bet Saracen is just as close as your cell phone, probably in your hands or your pocket right now. And if you want to follow those odds, favorites, and underdogs, Bet Saracen is where you want to be. If you need to check the Bet Saracen app, it's very simple. Go to the App Store, download Bet Saracen, or go to betsaracen.com, and be sure to check out the really cool video of how to play featuring Jancy Sheets. And also, once you sign up, you get a welcome bonus. Use the code WELCOME to deposit at least $25. After that, you place a $25 bet, and then once that bet settles after it's done, you'll have $125 in free bets to play. Bet Saracen is the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Bet with Bet Saracen, and I'm sure they will have tons and tons of options to bet on the World Cup. I mean, goal scorer, first goal scorer, when's it going to be, who's going to make it out of the group play, obviously overall winner. They will have it all for you over there on the Bet Saracen app. We're getting lots of soccer texts, Matt, so we'll have to come back to this in a little bit later and make sure we cover them all.
We're
the World Cup leaders here on ESPN Arkansas. It's right here.
That's right. We're Jeff Hostetler days away from the World Cup, and
Jeff Hostetler.
we're going to go pay some bills, and we're going to come back and continue on with this beautiful edition of Halftime.
It's tournament time in Arkansas, and the Razorbacks are on the road to Kansas for the 2026 Lawrence Regional. Our exclusive coverage of the regional.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Kevin Hart here to tell you all about Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Hey guys, I kind of feel like you're chopping off my head a little bit. I'm the money. Don't forget that. It's spicy, balanced with a sweet and tangy citrus touch that makes everything taste even better. And the best part is it comes with. I kind of still feel like you ain't got all of me. The best part is it comes with anything on the Cantina menu. So you better try it before it's gone.
New jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with more main character energy than Kevin Hart.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports, to me it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with the free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Family owned since 1917. 4 stores in Arkansas: Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart. Visit Sutherlands.com or stop by your local store today for a free estimate. No matter the project, we're here to help because at Sutherlands, home starts here.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
A friend of mine in the apple pie and the sharpshooter. I'm in the overtime like it's sharpshooter. I feel like I'm intruding. She's a friend of mine in the alibi in the getaway car in overdrive like it's sharpshooter. I like the way you're moving. She's a real life wow.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. The May Mayhem continues with special pricing on trucks, SUVs, and pre-owned vehicles across all locations. Salute the savings and visit Lewis Automotive today. Now, here's Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
All right, Nat Jones, that's right. Christian Johnston, Colton Little, and Fisherman at Clay Henry. Hey, let me tell you guys what Bath Makeover of Arkansas has going on. If you're tired of climbing over that old, outdated bathtub or cleaning and maintaining the tile shower, Bath Makeover of Arkansas has the solution. Local Arkansas business installing American-made bathtubs, showers, and walk-in tubs. I know one of my favorite rooms in the house is the bathroom. The shower, everything you got going in there, they will make it perfect for you. Their expert installation, it's in as little as 1 day, a 5-year workmanship warranty, and also there's 3 showrooms that you never know who you might see when you go in there. I've been to one of them. I think Clay might have even had been to one of them as well, but they're in Little Rock, Harrison, and El Dorado, so you can get in there and kind of look at what you want to see. They started with 50, and now they're looking for 30 homes to participate in their Spring Into Savings event. That's 30 homeowners will receive 50% off installation of a new bathtub or shower.
Man,
that's 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEW-BATH.
50% off? That's pretty good.
Sign me up.
That's pretty good. That's a good deal right there. That's a good deal. Unfortunately, we had a sad deal happen last night. Terry Don Phillips, who served as the Arkansas Assistant Athletic Director in the late 80s and early 90s. He was a letterman for the Razorbacks in the late 60s. He unfortunately passed away. Clay Henry, who's with us now, as he is every Wednesday on Halftime. Clay's in the process of getting an article finished up about him. Clay, you knew him very well. He was essentially the athletic director in waiting to take the place after Frank Broyles, but unfortunately Frank wanted to stick around for a long time. Thank goodness he did, but that did not stop Terry Don Phillips from having a great athletic administrator career. Clay, just your thoughts on this unfortunate passing of a good friend.
Yeah, so my time starting Hogs Illustrated in 1992 was kind of his rise to really running the athletic department, on a day-to-day basis, the senior associate AD for Coach Broyles. He came back to Arkansas in '88 to run the Razorback Foundation and followed Wilson Matthews. Just imagine that.
Yeah.
And I was pretty sure that he was going to be the next AD, but I think in '94 it became obvious that even Coach Broyles in his 60s wasn't anywhere close to being done. And I would say there's 2 people that you would have circled and said they're equipped and have the right skill set and the right training, are aware of what's going on in the program in the state to follow Coach Broyles. And Terry Don would be one, and Kelly McGregor is the other. And of course, that Kelly is Taylor McGregor's dad, who's on ESPN now. And Kelly, he left around the same time to become president of the Colorado Rockies, and then he died of a heart attack in 2014. But those two men, I think, would have been perfect for that job. And I got to work closely with Terry Don as we started up Hogs Illustrated in '92. Coach Broyles is, just go talk to Terry Don. Just go talk to Terry Don. That was always, when we were trying to lay the foundation. And so I got to work closely with him. We're in some high-level meetings and wrote about some of that. And the other part of that story is his brother Lloyd Phillips is arguably the greatest all-time Razorback. You can say, well, Darren McFadden is a back. Terry Don was a defensive tackle, and just think of it in these terms. He played against Texas 3 times, and they were 3-0, 64, 65, 66, 64. He from Longview, Texas, the Phillips boys, and they were not recruited by the University of Texas, and they raged against Texas Longhorns. I mean, I think there was a game where Lloyd made 22 tackles against
goodness gracious
Texas, and just those two. I got to work with Lloyd. He was an administrator at Rogers High School when my daughters were in school there. One of the most funniest memories. He called me. Becca was senior class president and was in charge of organizing the senior prom. And Becca says, "Dad, we have a hard time getting, adult chaperones, parents to come and hang out at, the prom." And said, "Mr. Phillips wants to know if you would do that." And so I called Terry Don, and I said, "What do I have to do?" And he goes, "Absolutely nothing." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean nothing?" He goes, "These boys are pretty scared of me." And Becca, I said, "Well, Becca, what do you mean they're all scared?" She says, "Dad, all the boys in school know he's a badass." So, it's like, Matt, describe bull in the ring, the bull in the ring.
Well, so there's different options. You can do it. You can do it a couple of different ways where you have 2 people and they lay on their back head to head, and then you get up and you go at it. Or you can have 2 people both down in a 3-point stance. You have a quarterback that hands the ball to the running back, and then sometimes you'll have a lead blocker that you got to shuck first, and sometimes you don't have anybody where it's just like mano y mano. You have the 2 guys going and you just get after it. It's a deal where, and so when you do that as a coach, Clay, you try to match up people that are equal. You don't do it to get people hurt. You don't put somebody up there that can't hold. So you kind of know who the alphas are, who the guys are, and you put it up and then it's some, you could see, man, Clay, people get so pumped up about that little thing hitting somebody, and then you can kind of tell who the defensive players are and the offensive players are, like you can kind of tell the guys that want to go hit somebody.
Yeah. So I was talking to Pat Jones, who was actually Terry Don's roommate at one point at Arkansas, the former Oklahoma State coach. And he's the one that lured Terry Don to take the AD job at Oklahoma State. But he said there was a bull in the ring where one of the coaches, and he thinks it might have been Wilson Matthews, and he's like I think you described, usually it's an offensive player against a defensive player. So, the ring is
all the people, all the players are.
You've got half is in white, and half is in red, offensive and defense, and they're cheering for their guy. And Wilson Matthews is like, "Let's have the Phillips brothers." And they did bull in the ring against each other. And they went at it, and the whistles were, what do you do, 8-10 seconds?
Each one's a little bit different. Sometimes it's over in 3, and then sometimes it's, okay, let's do it again, and you do it 2 or 3 times.
Well, they're blowing the whistle. All the coaches, they didn't stop. And they were bloodied. And then finally, Coach Broyles, stopped it. And they hugged, and everything was fine.
That's one thing, knowing, being around, my
Two
pop's being a
defensive
coach,
tackles.
But that's one thing you always got to do at the end of it. You shake hands and remember that you're both on the same team.
Yeah,
That's right.
And I was they're from Longview. And I was talking to Ronnie Cavaness, played middle linebacker on that 64 team, played behind, and he's from Houston, and he knew some guys from Longview. The Texas guys, they'd play in all-star games, high school all-star. You run into somebody, it's like he ran into somebody from Longview. It's like, hey, tell me about Lloyd Phillips. And now Ronnie sold ads for Hogs Illustrated, so I got to spend a lot of time with him later in life. And he said, I ran into this guy from Longview and said that the Phillips boys roamed the streets in Longview looking for fights. And Ronnie's like, well, how did that go? And he says, undefeated. Undefeated.
People, that's how you had, that was the early form of curfew right there. Huh?
Yeah, undefeated. Yeah, they coming down the street, everybody disappears. But it's like, those were studs. And they weren't just studs on the field. They're studs, off the field. Terry Don, had a PhD in administration, and he was brilliant, and so was Lloyd. And Rogers High School, anybody that you talk to raved about Lloyd. He worked, I think, at Springdale briefly, and then matriculated up to Rogers. And we still okay on time? I got a Lloyd Phillips story. So daughter Sarah was going to go play in a showcase soccer event, and it happened to be at the University of Texas. Now, she's not going on a visit to the University of Texas. That's just where 60 soccer teams are going to come in, and there's going to be 300 college coaches, evaluate and try to recruit them. And so she needed an excuse to go so that, makeup test or whatever, 3 days of class. And high school coach, it's a club tournament or a club event. And she put that she was taking a soccer visit, and, writes down University of Texas. That's where it's at. Well, that paperwork shows up on Lloyd's desk to sign. He calls her in, and, of course, he knew my dad really well, from the 60s, covered the Razorbacks, Orville Henry. And he leans forward and out of his chair across his desk with this paperwork, and here's this, 16-year-old girl sitting across. He goes, does your grandpa know you're visiting the University of Texas? And she said,
See, he doesn't like, Millie doesn't like Texas.
Your dog talking about Texas.
No.
Let's go.
And turns out Lloyd knew exactly what was going on. He had and he was going to sign it. But she said, Mr. Phillips, have to come clean. The event is the University of Texas, but it's just a showcase. And of course, he signed it and says, you're good. And he goes, no Henry is going to wear burnt orange.
Amen.
Go ahead.
That's Lloyd. And Terry Don and Lloyd, I love them. And just great humans, great Razorbacks. And, Lloyd told me, he sent me a picture. I was going to do an interview with Terry Don when they hired Chad Morris, because he came, he'd been at Clemson under Dabo Swinney, who Terry Don hired.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, you want to talk to Terry Don? He's in dementia care, but he can do an interview. He just might repeat himself. And you tell him, hey, we've already covered that. But I want you to see a picture. And it was Terry Don sitting at his desk. And it's kind of, this dementia care place was kind of like the Ritz-Carlton. I mean, it's really, really a nice place. And he's at his desk. And, man, I don't know if they still do this at Arkansas, but your third-year letter at Arkansas, and about all you could get in those days. You redshirt as a true freshman, and then you got 3 years. And your third-year letter got a blanket, a red blanket with a white A in the middle of it. And there's Terry Don sitting at his desk, and this red blanket is in the background. It dominated that room in Clemson, South Carolina. And I just thought I wished I had that picture now to run with my column, because it just gave me chills to see it.
Yeah. Look forward to reading your column about that tomorrow, Clay. Always appreciate you sharing all those memories and those stories with us. It's so great when you can get on here and just, speak like that from the heart. We truly do appreciate it. And Terry, Don, and everybody will certainly be missed.
I'm sounding like I'm at Chick-fil-A. My pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, fellas, get ready to take your days on the water to the next level with a boat from Kofer's Boat Center. Highway 271 South, Kofer's wants you to stop in the showroom and explore all the available models today so you can upgrade your summer fun to the next level. Check out Kofer's on Kofers.com to see the most up-to-date photos or in-stock inventory online at your fingertips. That's Kofer's Boat Center, Kophers, Kofer's Boat Center, Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or call 479-648-3483. That's 479-648-3483 for Kofer's Boat Center in Fort Smith.
It's the summertime, so get out there and get your boat right.
Yes.
And take care of that you want to jump on that. That's for sure. Well, we're going to jump on this commercial break, and then we're going to come back with a little Offspring.
To the Thunder, one win from a return to the finals.
This is halftime.
Take it from Arkansas greats, Joe Klein and Pat Bradley.
The big national sports apps are now in Arkansas, taking over Oaklawn and Bentley, which are no longer local.
Making Bet Saracen the only real local app.
And still Arkansans fan fave.
Plus, Bet Saracen is still the official sports betting app of many of the state's colleges and universities.
Bet Saracen, built by Arkansans for Arkansans.
Bet with Arkansans. Bet with Bet Saracen.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
This is halftime.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 2.9% financing for up to 72 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC EV Sierra for as low as $600 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Spring is here, and at WT Equipment, we're doing some spring cleaning of our Hustler zero-turn inventory. That means serious savings with 0% financing for 42 months on new Hustler zero-turn mowers. If your grass is growing, it's time to upgrade your cut with speed, precision, and durability of a Hustler. Come see us today at WT Equipment in Springdale or visit WTEquip.com and take advantage of these limited-time spring deals. Hustler, cut better, cut faster.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Busy season is here, and C2 Supply is ready to keep you stocked and moving. Whether you're tackling big jobs or everyday work, they've got the supplies to keep you running smoothly. From hard-to-find items to everyday essentials, their team is here to help you get what you need fast. Stop by C2 Supply, 602 North Broadway in Poto, or give them a call at 918-647-0430. C2 Supply, keeping your jobs moving all season long, and let them see to your supply needs.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That go to hunt.
Dog,
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Swiss dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for two for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for two for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
We're off for the 10th of the day. Practice all the things I would say. She came over, I lost my nerve. I took her back and made her deserve.
Enjoy the music you hear on halftime? Of course you do. Our halftime playlist is brought to you by Bath Makeover of Arkansas. During the month of May, they're looking for 30 homes to participate in their Spring into Savings event. 30 homeowners will receive 50% off installation of a new bathtub or shower. Make sure to ask about 0% interest financing options with their senior and military discounts. You can receive a $200 gas card with a bathtub or shower purchase and a free $50 Walmart gift card with a free in-home estimate. Now let's get back to halftime with Arkansas football legend Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
All right. Also, Fisherman Clay Henry with us as well. Let's go back to a little NBA draft talk, fellas. I think we're all Darius Acuff fans. He's going to be a top 10 pick. I'm kind of, most of the time about right now, the top 3 or 4 or 5 guys, you kind of know who they're going to be. It seems like consensus number 1 is going to be A.J. Debinsa, small forward out of BYU. And then it goes that, you know what? I think I like Acuff over Darian Peterson, but I know they got him 2. They got Boozer 3. Aaron Torres, a guy that likes Caleb Wilson from North Carolina, is a guy right there in the top 10. But let's get a little bit talk on these 2 kids that are going to be – we're going to know this by this time tomorrow, guys. We'll know if they're both going to be in the draft or not. Selfishly, I would like for them both to be Arkansas Razorbacks. Maybe they both go. Maybe one comes back. We don't really know. Clay, the fact that it's so late in the process, meaning that today is the last day, what's your kind of gut feeling on both of those kids, what they're going to end up doing?
Well, you hear that it's consensus among lots of different sources, lots of different mock drafts that Malik Thomas is like.
I see him 26 to 29. Yep, that's every mock draft I look at. That's about where I see him.
Most recent is 28 to the Timberwolves.
Yeah, about right in there, 26 to 29-ish, yeah.
So the cool thing about that status is you're going to a great team.
Most of the time, yeah. Minnesota
those are the teams,
yep.
unless somebody's traded, you're going to a team like that. And I mean, you could be going to the Thunder. And I mean, don't they have a late pick?
No, Dallas has the 30th pick via Oklahoma City.
Exactly what you're
talking about. Cleveland is 29, Minnesota's 28, Boston is 27, Denver is 26. In all honesty, Denver would be a great pick because you want a shooter in the Joker. You're going to space the floor out and run this 2-man game.
He's going to give it to you.
You put him in the corner. I think Malik Thomas can knock down that corner 3.
What a great place that is to live too.
I love Denver. Yeah, if I could afford it, I would definitely live there.
Well, he can afford it.
He can. That's true.
Most recent draft updates here on NBA.com talking about the mock drafts for them. We number 6 overall, we see Darius Acuff go to the Brooklyn Nets. I would prefer that he go to a much less hard luck franchise than the Brooklyn Nets.
I don't want to live in Brooklyn.
No.
I mean, or I don't even want to live in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I've seen him going to either Brooklyn or Sacramento. Those are the two places
Sacramento
the most
is a
that
good
I
place
see
to live.
Acuff going to. Yeah.
I've also seen some as well on the Clippers at the number 5 slot as well. So if he makes it past the number 6 spot, I do believe he'd be the highest drafted Razorback of all time. I think Moncrief, Sidney was 6 also, I believe. I wish Ty was in here. He'd know the answer to that. Clay, do you remember where Sidney was drafted? Was he 6? I think he's still the highest Razorback, tied with Anthony Black.
Yeah, that's 6 or 7, something like that.
Well,
Milwaukee.
Acuff has a chance to also surpass that as some things fall right. Like I mentioned earlier, Malik Thomas could potentially end up going 28 overall to the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's where he's been projected as of right now. And then you got to scroll a little ways. And down here in the second round, I see that the Houston Rockets could potentially select Billy Richmond III with the 53rd overall pick. So a little bit later on in that second round as well. I think if I'm – and I read some reports from Jeff Goodman of Field of 68, and you can hate his you can hate his commentary and his opinions, but when it comes to his reporting, he's a very well-sourced journalist, and he knows what he's talking about. Going through some of these combine stuff, these workouts with these draft teams, he got opinions from NBA coaches on about 10 or 15 different players that were also still retaining their eligibility, and wanted to get an NBA coach's opinion on whether or not player A, B, C, or D should stay or go. For Billy Richmond, there was 10 coaches out of 10 said that he should return to college.
Let's go, Billy.
For Malik Thomas, there were 9 coaches that told him he should be staying in the NBA draft.
And I want to continue talking. I know we got to go to a break. I want to continue talking about their strengths and weaknesses because that's what I want to get into. So I watched every Razorback game except for Duke, but other conference. So I saw him play, and I don't say that I don't really know, but I have an idea of evaluating talent.
Yeah.
He's a 6'3" guard that plays below the rim that's not a primary ball handler. So that's a negative. The positive is he's got a high basketball IQ. He's wearing braces, so you think he's still going to grow. Like you still, if you're a GM, you're like, he might still grow. So you got that. And the other thing is he's a bona fide shot maker. Like the thing is though, being 6'3", when you get to that next level and you're not going to be the best, he's never going to be the best athlete on the floor. And that's what we saw a little bit in the SEC. So I don't want to be too negative, but we're saying, hey, these are kind of what you can't do. This is what you can do. Where's room to grow? We're going to grow right on out of here and go to a commercial. Then we're going to come back and finish up talking a little NBA draft.
He beats me. Straight up. Pay him. Pay that man his money.
This is halftime.
Graduate to a Road Ready Certified Pre-Owned ride and get more for your trade at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car, even if you still owe money on it. Make the switch to a Road Ready Certified Pre-Owned and get up to $2,000 over appraised value for your trade. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing, and some of the best lenders around, Rath is here to make finding your next car, truck, or SUV easy. Don't settle for the same old car buying experience. Get up to $2,000 extra for your old ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
It's time to get ready for the Old Fort Days Rodeo. And Jelco Outdoors, the official provider of Old Fort Days Rodeo merchandise, is ready to get you there in style. Caps, t-shirts, and other items for men, women, and children. Save on Ariat and Wrangler jeans with our buy 2 pair, get 1 free deal. Cowboy hats by Ariat and Justin. Select Western boots, buy 1, get 1 free. Get ready for the Old Fort Days Rodeo at Jelco Outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Shop local. Shop Jelco Outdoors.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
It's time for the 93rd Annual Old Fort Days Rodeo tonight at 7:30 at K. Rogers Park, presented by Choctaw Casino. Come experience world-class PRCA cowboys and cowgirls on some of the toughest bulls and broncs in America. This annual tradition is one of the most celebrated events in the region. Get your tickets now at oldfortdaysrodeo.com. The 93rd Annual Old Fort Days Rodeo tonight at 7:30, a tradition like no other.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
When it's time to stock the bar, fill the cooler, or grab the perfect bottle, stop by River Point Wine and Spirits. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer at the right price. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. So come stock up for game night, date night, or the weekend ahead. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
The May Mayhem continues with special pricing on trucks, SUVs, and pre-owned vehicles across all locations. Salute the savings and visit Lewis Automotive today.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, and. Everybody lives and everybody cries. Everybody lives and everybody dies. Everybody eats and everybody loves. Everybody knows what everybody does. Everybody's going through the changes.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Back halftime, myself, Christian Johnson on the board, Colton Little, fisherman Clay Henry as well. Man, you know something that's not talked a lot about, and you see this with number 1 overall picks, you know, Eli Manning, John Elway. Fit matters. You want to go to a good place that's going to treat you right, and a good, stable organization. No question about that. And so, when you're looking for these two kids, is there a certain team? I got 2 questions for you. One, is the kid from BYU the consensus number 1 overall pick? Do you see any way that he doesn't go number 1 overall? And then 2, where do you want these kids, Acuff and Malik Thomas? Like, what place ideal where would you want them to go?
I'm gonna start first. I'll be quick. I think AJ Devanza is going to go number 1 overall. I think there's almost no question about that, because the other option is Darren Peterson, and I think a lot of coaches have been turned off to some of the things that happened with Darren Peterson earlier this year.
Boozer's a
good,
below the rim player,
kind of a one-trick pony.
He's
maybe
tough. I like Boozer. I
good.
think Boozer can be your 3rd best player on a championship team.
Yeah.
You know, you put good players around him. Boozer's got eye-hand coordination. I like Boozer. I don't think he's necessarily going to be like a 7-time All-Star, so to speak. I think Acuff could be an All-Star.
Go ahead, Clay.
Boozer, to me, in not exactly the same way, is a Charles Barkley.
Yeah, Zach Randolph. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to get his, and he's going to dominate in ways, that are just different. He, what you love about him is he's got great instinct.
Yep.
Great hands.
Eye-hand coordination. Yep.
I mean, his hand when you see a loose ball, and 2 hands go out for it, and I'm talking about player A and player B, and his hand goes out, it comes back with the ball every time. You go above the, not up in the square, because you're right, he doesn't play up in the square, but he has a way of getting that hand on the ball and control it and get it into the basket, and that'll play well at the next level.
Matt, you talked about where I want these guys to end up. For Acuff, I hope it's somewhere where he can. Keogh from England, Arkansas, texting in here on our Lewis Automotive Hotline. He says the Mavs as well. I really like what you said about Malik to the Nuggets. That makes a lot of sense to me the more I think about it. And we got a text here from Michael from Siloam. He said, Matt was discussing Thomas to Denver. It makes sense. Hardaway Jr. is a free agent. Slide right into that spot. Good text, Michael. Thank you.
Number 4. The Chicago Bulls they drafted a guy named Derrick Rose. I think number 4 could be a great spot for Darius Acuff, and we'll be back right after this.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Around here, we don't just know your name. We know your dad's favorite truck and your kid's baseball team. That's how it is when you've been in the same town for 90 years. At Hug Chevrolet GMC, we believe in handshakes, hometown service, and treating you like family. Because you're not just a customer, you're a neighbor. Hug Chevrolet GMC. The people, the place, the pride.
Hey, it's Wendy here. Are you looking to rebound from your high-interest credit card debt? A SoFi personal loan could help. Consolidate your debt with a SoFi personal loan into one low monthly payment, and you could save money on interest over time. And with as soon as the same day funding, you could hit the ground running ASAP. Apply today with no fees required at SoFi.com/debt rebound. Loans originated by SoFi Bank. NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debt rebound.
Olympic gold medalists, world record holders, national champions, and more. Watch the greatest track and field athletes in the world compete in Fayetteville for the 2026 NCAA Outdoor Track and Field First Rounds, May 27th through 30th. Witness greatness as world-class athletes look to punch their ticket to the NCAA Championships on campus at John McDonnell Field. Secure your tickets today at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
We will be in and out of the clouds today. Chance of showers, a few thunderstorms in the mix. Our high temperatures into the lower 80s. We will see a chance of showers, a few scattered thunderstorms tonight. The overnight low will drop down into the middle 60s. Thursday, chance of showers and scattered thunderstorms are high on Thursday, near 80. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by COP CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that could respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
From the bottom of my head.
I have zero respect for saying no Moss at halftime.
advantage, Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story's over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now here's Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
All right, NBA draft, man. I love some NBA draft. I really do like that number 4 pick for Darius Acuff right there. Myself, Matt Jones, that's who myself is. Colton Little with us, Christian Johnson with us, and Johnston, and Fisherman Clay Henry as well. Clay, did you have a little spot when you're thinking Malik Thomas or Darius Acuff? Like, do you like? When I look at these NBA mock drafts, I see Brooklyn and Sacramento. That's most of them have that where Darius Acuff goes. Do you think 4 is a reach for him? I mean, if he's your guy, would you be surprised if he went 4 to Chicago?
No, because when I watch him play, I imagine that he will be let's put it this way. I've watched the Knicks go 12-0 in the last month. I mean, I don't know how many teams have done that to get to the
4,
to
I
the
think.
finals.
I think they're the 4th team to have a 12-0, like at least 12 wins in a row.
Jalen Brunson.
Yes, he is. Great comp, Clay.
I don't know if his ass and hips and his if he'll get that way. He's more Chauncey Billups, but the way he runs.
I think of Chauncey Billups for my team.
The way he runs, the way he moves and I'll give you this. You know who doesn't get hit off their spot is Jalen Brunson. I mean SEC, and if you listen to I love Stan Van Gundy. I think that dude should be an NBA coach. The second most physical league in all the world is the SEC.
Yeah.
You know, like NBA, then the SEC, and there wasn't a lot of people moving Darius Acuff off his spot.
No, and it's great hands. Again, we talk about that, and it just seems like he makes the right play.
Yeah, that's
every
true.
time.
He's like a triple option quarterback.
And
David Lee would love Darius Acuff.
And the toughness issue is unquestioned with Darius Acuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go through the bumps and bruises in the NBA, and he kind of showed that he can do that. You can say, well, he's got that bad wheel. That's going to get well. He just needed a month to 6 weeks, and he still put up incredible number of points. And we think he's a point guard, but he can shift to the 2 in any system. I don't mean he's a 2 guard, but there are times. Just imagine this.
It's hard on you. You need somebody in the NBA. You need multiple. There's multiple guys on a team that can bring up the ball.
So what if he played with Jokic at Denver?
Well, Jamal Murray's on that team too, and he's their point guard.
But I think Jokic is the point guard.
No,
he's the
you're
point.
right.
He's the point center.
Yep.
And so it's like you said. Malik Thomas can set up on the wing or the corner or whatever. Darius Acuff. I mean, he got shots when he was handling the ball. He can also get shots when he's off the ball.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And Arkansas didn't ask him to do that very often. Every once in a while, DJ Wagner would take over the point. Usually, Darius would go to the bench. But when he was out there, then you can run screens for him and get off shots. And I'm not sure what his range is. Because I never saw him have to really scoot back, except
he's got
at
NBA
end
range.
of the half.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, end of the half, you'd say, well, that's a logo shot. That's an Al Dillard shot because
Damian Lillard type. Al Dillard type. Yeah.
So and what you keep saying is he's just a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
He's
in 4
just a
years.
baby.
Still he's 4 years away from doing anything. You think guys like Tyrese Maxey at Philadelphia, watching his maturation process when he got in the league till now. Even Jalen Brunson, guys.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson was a second. He's like the first or second pick in the second round. So the talent was there. but he didn't test well. Like, he's not an above the rim player. He's not one of those freaks. And so, but if they redid that draft again, Jalen Brunson would be a top 10 pick in the draft.
And Clay made the comparison to Brunson as well when it comes to Acuff. And obviously, you know,
because
they're
both below the
they're both below the rim type players.
Yeah.
They're both of a similar size. And but what Clay was alluding to about how Darius Acuff seems to always make the right play, it's also likened to what Jalen Brunson does, because it's not always just the right play that ends up where he has an extra 2 points in the box score next to his name. It's the right play to get Malik Thomas open in the corner for a three. It's
Trust
the
your
right play.
teammates.
It's the right play to where whenever Malik Ewan is in the pick and pop, he's right in his sweet spot right there at the elbow. And Acuff, all he has to do is dish it right back behind him.
And his
you see the same.
accuracy.
He's a great passer, great playmaker. You see the same things from Jalen Brunson. Yes, he is. He's the cog that turns that wheel there in New York. He's the primary scorer. He's usually the primary ball handler. But there are other guys on that team. Josh Hart's not having the year he has without Jalen Brunson able to get him the ball. Same thing as we're looking at a guy like, I'm saying this name probably for the first time it may have ever been said on these airwaves, Landry Shamet, who went 11 for 12 in the Eastern Conference Finals beyond the three-point line at one point. He was shooting 90-something plus %, all because of the fact that Jalen Brunson was taking so much attention away from the Knicks, and the Cavs were focused on him, that Shamet's wide open, and those guys in the NBA don't miss wide open shots. So not only do I see the same things what Jalen Brunson does from a scoring standpoint that Darius Acuff can do, but Acuff does the exact same things like Clay said, making the right plays, getting your teammates open. And while he is a true point guard, I also agree with what Clay says. When you have a strap like that and you can really shoot from really anywhere on the court and make plays, not only just, beyond the three-point line, but also off the dribble with your, combination moves and whatever, how deep your bag is, you can also go to that two-guard spot. He'll be giving up a little bit of height, but he's going to be doing that. He's been doing that for probably most of his career so far, playing high-level basketball. So I'm excited to figure out where he goes because, like I said, I think he has a chance to slide up into that top 5. And by the way, Sidney Moncrief was 5th overall to the Bucks, so he'll have to be a little bit higher than that to be the highest drafted Razorback basketball player in history. But, man, this NBA talk is super fun, just talking about the projections for these guys. I do want to mention, though, the Billy Richmond thing as well, because when you hear, if you're Billy Richmond, that, okay, I'm likely a later second-round guy, and this is obviously the hypothetical. I'm also going to a Houston Rockets team that, to me, feels like they're kind of overloaded at times in the forward position, like that slashing forward shooting guard kind of role, the 3-4, 2-3-4 spot. I feel like if I'm Billy Richmond and I hear those things, it's a no-brainer to come back to Arkansas and be the big man on campus. I mean, are y'all with me on that?
Yeah, I want to add to, you brought up Moncrief. I called Super Sid about 2 months ago and wanted to know what he thought of Acuff. And you have to understand, Sidney is really, really tough in evaluations. He nobody gets a pass on anything, and he was incredibly impressed with Acuff. Wants a little more defense, but he understood that they have to have Acuff on the floor for 38 to 40 minutes, and foul trouble wasn't an option, and so he's like, they don't want him fouling. They don't want the risk of foul. And said he stayed out of foul trouble. And, when somebody went in the lane, he wasn't going to contest shots. He wanted somebody else to do that. But it was what he said that really stood out is key moments at the end of games. The last 3 minutes, said he was almost perfect in handling the ball. No turnovers, and that is extremely rare for a young player. And he just mentioned, a lot of, I'm not going to say the names of other freshmen that he's seen throughout history, and he said these are guys that played eventually in the NBA. They all had turnovers late in games as freshmen in college. He said it's just impossible to be perfect in the pressure that you have, where guys are banging you, they're putting pressure, they're doubling you, and you don't turn it over. And he said that's why Acuff will do well at the next level.
Well, either way we put it, guys, I love the Coach Cal effect. What's going on at Arkansas? Yes. There are 4 Arkansas Razorbacks ranked inside the top 50 at the NBA draft. That's Trevion Brazile, That's Malik Thomas at 26. That's Billy Richmond at 44. That was Brazil. Let me see where Brazil was. I thought he was right in there somewhere in that 44 range. So that's, hey, in Brazil, we forget this. Clay and I talked about this a couple years ago. Brazil was Coach Cal's last guy that he kept on when he was divvying out the roster. He was the last guy to keep. Man, what a good keep that was.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what his NBA future looks like.
Could he be Evan Mobley? Because I'm trying to. So I love to compare and see who could he do. Is he smart enough? Does he have the ball skills? We know he has the shot blocking and help defensive at Evan Mobley, but could he be good enough to be a guy like a Mobley was for the Cavs?
And when you talk about Evan Mobley, what I see Evan Mobley do all the time that I don't know if Trevor Brazil
has a really nice shot.
He's got a good shot, as does Evan Mobley, and like you said, Evan Mobley's a real force down there in the paint, as we saw from Trevor Brazil during his time here at Arkansas. The one thing that I think sets them apart, obviously, yes, Mobley has several years in the NBA experience. He is a solid ball handler as a big, and he also brings the ball up the court occasionally. And I don't even think it's that Brazil can't. I think it's that Brazil's never been in a position where he's ever had to be asked to do that. But when I see a guy that's 6'11", that has the verticality that Brazil has, that has a really consistent shot and trusts his shot, also with the ability to send shots away and play defense,
pick and roll, go to the basket. There's a lot to like about Brazil.
I'm looking at a very high ceiling 3-and-D player in the NBA.
Yeah. I love it. Well, we're going to go to a break. We're going to continue on. I think we might switch over and talk a little baseball, kind of check in with the Hogs, or what do we want to do?
We do need to do our halftime hypotheticals. I punted it, and I've got a good
Clay.
one here that I think Clay is going to be really in tune with as well.
We're
talking
do
about
the
some
H&H.
famous Razorback running backs. And yeah, we will come back with that in the next segment. Before we go, I do want to remind you this is halftime. You can call us, text us, 877-377-6963. There is a caller on the line right now. We'll get to them in the next break as well afterwards. And I want to remind you guys, we are streaming everywhere here on ESPN Arkansas, especially on the hitthatline.com now app, powered by Taco Bell.
All right, we're going to go to pay some bills. Man, go to Taco Bell. Everybody likes a taco. And then we'll come back. We got a phone caller on hold. We'll get to you right after the break. And then we're going to do one of my favorite bits, halftime hypothetical.
It's tournament time in Arkansas, and the Razorbacks are on the road to Kansas for the 2026 Lawrence Regional. Our exclusive coverage of the regional round is brought to you by Foster Roofing, trusted, experienced roofing contractors in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley for over 30 years. Check out roofwithfoster.com.
You gotta get out of here! Ryder Helfrich homers. The Hogs have the lead in the eighth.
JJ Andrews with us, 2026 Arkansas commit here on the Morning Rush. What is it like as a player to step foot in Bud Walton and knowing that just under a year you're getting a chance to play in one of the best arenas in college basketball?
It's awesome. I love hearing them call the Hogs. I've always dreamed of the moment since I was a kid. During this process, I never knew where I was really going to land at. But now that I know I'm playing for the Hogs, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world.
Don't miss a Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. Weekdays from 9 to 11.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by tax relief advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087. 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087 or simply visit TRA.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WINNING for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code WINNING. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WINNING for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WINNING.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss. Welcome back to Halftime with Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. The May Mayhem continues with special pricing on trucks, SUVs, and pre-owned vehicles across all locations. Salute the savings and visit Lewis Automotive today. Now let's get back to Halftime with Arkansas football legend Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
There we go. Let's don't get fooled again. That's what every NBA GM is saying when they get ready for the draft. I think that's probably their ringtone when they get ready. We also have fisherman Clay Henry with us as well. We're having a fun show, man. I know that. I hope everybody out there is loving it and listening to it. If you want to get in with us, here's the numbers. 877-377-6963. You can do just like what Ryan did. And he gave us a call. Let's see what Ryan, what's up, bro?
Hello, guys. How you doing this afternoon?
Good, Ryan. How are you?
Doing just fine. So with regards to Arkansas basketball, I watched a YouTube video the other night that says that we've got the #1 draft class in the nation, and we got 3 top 5-star recruits. And one of them is this big guy from Finland. I mean, he's like a beast. And so if you are Billy Richmond and Malik Thomas, Billy Richmond especially, but if you're those two guys, why would you not win a national championship on your resume? Because I think if they come back, I mean, who can stand in Arkansas's way?
That's a great point. I think when you look at the whole, the micro and macro, you can kind of delve into whichever area you want to go to. But when you look at the whole, when you look at the macro picture, I don't think Coach Cal makes a living by telling kids that are first round draft picks not to go on. So that's going to be tough. If you're 100% going to be a first rounder, I think you got to let the kids go. So what I would say by that is Billy Richmond should come back, to your point.
And that's a good point, Ryan. I mean, these guys, they have the opportunity to come back and play with another really talented team and also maybe potentially do more for their draft stock. But the thing is, and I hate to put it this way, these kids did not grow up and dream of raising a national championship trophy above their heads. They dreamed of hearing their name called in the NBA draft, and they dreamed of playing out there in the association with the LeBron Jameses of the world and all these guys they've been watching since they were kids that are still in the league. I think that the appeal of the NBA is bigger than it's ever been for these guys that are coming out of college. And unfortunately, I just think that for Malik Thomas, he's going to hear his name called way too early to turn down that type of money and that type of opportunity. And for Billy Richmond, I feel like you still have a good chance. But the good thing is that we find out by tonight, because by 10:59 Central Time here, 11:59 Eastern, just a couple of states away, everybody that has declared for the draft, if they want to come back in order to maintain their eligibility, they do have to let us know before that. But that's a good call, Ryan. I appreciate that. And he's got some valid points there to make. I hope I have some valid points here in one of our new favorite segments here on Halftime. Clay, I think you will enjoy this. You may want to change the rules again to either benefit you or to help clearly understand more. But this is...
Oh, I've never changed the rules.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
I did that yesterday.
I know. It's okay. All right. Start 2, bench 2, cut 2. There's 6 names on this list. And this list is comprised of the best. And I might be missing some, but this is just my opinion. These are the best running backs in the history of Arkansas Razorback football. So we are creating a two-headed monster in the backfield. Everybody put their GM cap on again. Same thing that we did yesterday. I want you to all to imagine that money is no issue. We are able to pay these guys exactly what they want, and you have to keep 4 on your team and tell 2 to hit the road, but you start 2, bench 2, cut 2 with these 6 great Arkansas running backs. Who's ready for the list?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right,
Be careful now. Be careful.
I know. If any glaring omissions out here, and I'm going to have a whole
pressure zone.
I'm going to have a whole camp out here, trying to, hurt me. We'll start from the beginning. Bill Burnett.
Thank you.
Ben Cowens.
Thank you.
Cedric Cobbs. Nile Davis. Alex Collins. Darren McFadden.
Ooh.
Now, there are a couple of these that I put in the list to give us some easy options. Easy cuts, easy starts, things like that. So, I will start. Fellas, tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm right.
Can I?
Go ahead, Clay.
I like what you're doing here, and they're all great. I have to put Felix Jones in there.
I have to put Fred Talley in there.
See, I was trying to. I knew that you'd be impartial to Tally. I just wanted to. I wanted to give.
No, if Clay can change the rules, I can change. No.
Well, we can admit somebody in here.
Peyton Hill is another one out there. Yeah,
that was going to be next. And you just in
Madre Hill, another one that was in his prime, was as good as anybody I've seen.
I haven't forgotten about these people.
I know,
for the sake of the argument, I wanted to span. Go ahead, Clay.
I like to change the rules.
Go ahead, Clay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
it's a hypothetical anyway.
I'm taking.
It's kind of like when you're at KFC and you either order off the menu or you get the buffet, and you order it off the menu and you realize that there's not a biscuit on your plate.
Oh, can't have that.
And the rule is that that's what you get, what they bring. But you look over there in the buffet and there's like a pile of biscuits, but you can't go because that's against the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go get the biscuit.
That's
anyway.
Okay. Who would you like to add, and who would you like to subtract?
I mean,
we're getting some great names in here. Barry Foster, Gary Anderson.
Your game is really good, and I like it. But I kind of like to pick like the 2, like the best all-time running back group.
Oh well, group. There's no. I don't think there's hardly a question.
No, it's close.
So after D-Mac, Peyton, and Felix, who's after that? Who's the close second?
Okay, then
Ronnie
you
Brown,
go to
Cadillac,
1975, and you had Ben Cowens. You had Michael Forrest. You had Jerry Eckwood, and you had Roland Fuchs.
Now, did you tell me Bill Burnett never fumbled? Who's the guy that never?
He carried 500 times and never.
So
fumbled.
I'm taking him
And
100%.
So he played
We
2.5 years, just 2.5 years, because he was injured the last half of his senior year in 1970. He scored more touchdowns than Darren McFadden.
46 total touchdowns to Bill Burnett's credit.
That's
D-Mac
the-
only has
that's the
41.
school record.
But he has some passing touchdowns.
That's true. You got to add those in. You got to add those in.
So, but anyway, back to your deal. So you named 6. What do you want me to do with those 6?
I
Pick
named
the
6.
Best running back
Who are
tandem.
the 2 that you're taking on your starting team?
You are creating a team out of all these guys in their prime during their best years. You're going to start 2. You're going to keep 2 with you on the bench, and you're going to tell 2 to hit the road.
They have to hit the portal.
They got to hit the portal. They got to go somewhere
I would
else.
say that I'm throwing out. I'm sorry, Niall.
Yeah, Niall's got to go.
He has
got
the
hit
lowest
portal.
amount of carries, the lowest amount of yards, and the lowest amount of touchdowns of anybody on this list.
Yeah, I would put Felix in instead of him, but that's okay. I mean, as far as raw talent, I mean, he's a 4.2, 4.3 guy. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. And he just didn't stay on the field enough for me. That's okay. But I mean, I gotta have Bill Burnett and Darren McFadden together. That's my starting group. Those are the best. And I say that with all due respect to those other guys. I mean, another one that you left out. I mean, Dickie Morton. I mean, that's like. I mean, he was a jitterbug, and didn't play with a very good offensive line. And I mean, I hate to say that, but he, sometimes he had to make people miss, and he could do that. So I've got my 2 starters. Now I need 2 guys on the bench.
2 guys on the bench. Your remaining options are Alex Collins, Cedric Cobbs.
Cowens.
Mm-hmm.
Cobbs is, I mean,
that's my
you
teammate.
want me to just? I know.
I'll take him. That's okay. You put him in the portal. I'm taking him.
I think he was Tarzan that sometimes
He got
played like
turf
Jane.
toe his last year, and you can't. Anybody who's ever had turf toe, he's one of those guys that I feel for. That if NIL should have been around when he was there, because he was $1 million running back.
So
he could have played on Sundays. His body. He's kind of like Anthony Lucas. Like Lucas could have played on Sundays. His knee didn't hold up. Cobbs had turf toe.
Man, I won't tally with me.
My favorite, one of my favorite teammates ever, number 20, is Fred Talley.
I'll never, ever forget what he did to Auburn.
Jonathan Williams was an
and
underrated.
LSU.
That's a good
Jonathan
one.
Williams, he's stud.
Thought about putting both of the Williams, running backs on there, Raleigh and Jonathan Williams. I was trying to span the decades
Who are
here.
you taking,
So for me,
45?
I'm
Who do you
taking.
got?
I think the 2 obvious options are I'm taking D-Mac and Bill Burnett to start.
Yep.
I've been a Bill Burnett fan for a long time. That's sad about him never fumbling, only playing
That's
2
amazing.
years.
Yeah.
Scored 20-something touchdowns in both of those years that
Tough.
he played. It's incredible. I'm going to start those 2 on my bench. I'm going to take Ben Cowens and Alex Collins. I like a little
Alex
thunder or
Collins.
lightning there as well. And unfortunately, I'm going to cut Cobbs and Davis. That was my start to, bench to, cut to. And there's some great names that are coming in here that we've forgotten. Gary Anderson as well. A couple of people have texted in. Barry Foster. I consider him to be more of a fullback. But that's just
They ran a different.
different type of style. That's the position that he sort of filled out, and he was very good as a fullback.
So
had a
run
great
he
career in
made
the
at
NFL.
Miami, but is as good as you'll ever want to see. And he, you can interchange him with a lot of those guys. Back to Cobbs, and John McDonald and I had a conversation, and John hated the weight room. Hated it, and he says you've run more great athletes in the weight room. And
That's not good.
he thought Batman Carroll was run in the weight room, that he was faster as a freshman than he was his last year, and he thought the same thing with Cobbs. Is one of those guys, and Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was naturally strong, and you put him in the weight room, and stuff just started bulging, and he added weight, and I think it was bad on his joints.
I agree with you. He was one of those guys that all he needed to do was push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups. That's it. He didn't need to do anything else.
Just make sure he's stretched. Make sure he's
because he had
running,
3% body fat. Yes,
but like if he did curls all at once, he couldn't put his shirts on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
his traps, his shoulder muscles, and his oh my goodness, bro, they were
freak.
Yes.
I mean, and that's not a criticism. That's just, kind of recognizing.
Mm-hmm. What about the last All-American Arkansas had in the backfield, Clay? Rakeem Boyd just came up, the Rocket Man. Would he be a guy that you would think would be on the list?
I kind of cross him off of all lists because he quit.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah, there were. I just tried to pull,
you did great.
Pull a good amount of names, and there were several that I knew that that I omitted, I would
Copen,
get a lashing from. Go ahead.
Here's tip of the hat to you.
Thank you.
Because you didn't see a lot of these guys.
As a matter of
fact,
fact,
to put together that list based on numbers and stats and probably what your dad told you,
that's exactly right.
Kept up with football. I'm not being critical. No. I'm just saying, like I didn't see, and then you left off, and everybody does this, maybe the greatest Razorback athlete of all time. That's Clyde Scott.
Mm-hmm.
But he played
Smackover, yeah.
Yeah, it's Smackover Scott. He played in the late 40s. He's a World War II guy. He made All-American at Navy, made All-American at Arkansas, and got a silver medal in the Olympics in the hurdle.
Wow.
When you win races in the hurdles, you are a freak.
Mm-hmm.
You are a freak, and he played with a bum ankle and still outrun everybody. Ran 9.5 in the 100-yard dash with a bad ankle.
That's fast. That's insane. Yeah. Of course, I did omit Clyde Scott, the only other Razorback besides the late, great Brandon Burlsworth to have his jersey number retired. It's up there as well, number 12. Several people that I had missed, but I thought that'd be a fun exercise, not only to just pick our team,
you did well,
but to walk back through memory lane, talk about some of the great players that Matt played with. And you mentioned Fred Talley. I to this day, I don't know if he's still doing this. When I was a kid, Fred Talley probably reffed 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 of one of my basketball games.
One of the smartest
my dad told me, hey, that guy right there used to play running back for the Razorbacks. And Fred Talley is 5'6". Not a big guy. I might be giving him a couple more inches than he actually is measured. I said, that guy played for the Razorbacks, and he heard me. He had the ball in his hands, and he did like the I'm punking you thing, like I'm going to fake throw the ball at you, and I flinched. I'm a little kid, and he said, don't you forget it.
We were playing in Tennessee, and I saw 2 linebackers pick him up and throw him on his head. And you're just like, how do you steal? And he gets right up. He was so smart when it came to protection.
Mm-hmm.
It was so smart when it came to blitz pickup. It was so he was really one of the first.
Cerebral.
He's one of the smartest. He was kind of a quarterback out there.
Yeah. He could turn his stride wasn't long. It was short, but the turnover rate was so. In fact, John McDonald told me this. He goes, we could lengthen his stride by 2 inches. He might set the world record in 100 meters.
Fred Talley was going to be starting. Dal Loggins told me this story because it was the year before I got there. He was going to be starting cornerback, and then he was a little bit late for the team bus, and they didn't start him, and they ended up redshirting him, and he went back to offense. So how things have changed.
So I think I had a friend, a good friend from Longview, big Razorback booster, and that's where Fred Talley's from. That's for the Phillips brothers, Longview, and I think he finished second in the largest classification in Texas in the 100-meter dash in the high school. Now Lawrence Richardson won 100 meters.
Gross. That's his nickname, Gross, Lawrence Richardson.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't go wrong with Talley.
All right, go ahead.
Can't go wrong with Talley. He was a little bit on the shorter side. But I'll tell you what's not on the shorter side. Probably your grass right now. It's summertime, and it's been raining here a little bit. And if you need your grass to be mowed, let me help you out with the fellas over at WT Equipment. Summer is here, and you know what that means. Your grass is out of control. That's why right now at WT Equipment, they're doing a little spring cleaning on their Hustler zero-turn inventory. That means some big savings for you as well. Talking 0% financing, 0% financing for 42 months on the new Hustler zero-turn mower. So if your yard's growing fast, it might be time to upgrade to something that can keep up with the speed, precision, and durability Hustler is known for. Stop by WT Equipment in Berryville, Springdale, or Searcy, or check them out at WTEquipment.com. Hustler, cut better, cut faster. I know Fred Talley was a hustler, and he could cut better and faster than just about anybody on that football field he was with.
Number 20. That's right. Barry Sanders and Fred Talley, 2 of the best 20s ever. Well, we'll be back. We got about 20 minutes left in this show,
Wow,
a little bit more. We're going back. Let's go pay some bills. We'll come back and finish up.
I like these guys. They're funny guys.
This is halftime.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WINNING for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code WINNING. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WINNING for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WINNING.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 2.9% financing for up to 72 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC EV Sierra for as low as $600 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Got a pest? Call West. If you have pest or termite problems in your home, call West today and learn how their 50 years combined experience can help solve your problems with competitive pricing and quality services, all designed with your pets and children in mind. Call today and schedule your free estimate. They even offer Saturday services and long life attic pest control. Call 782-7291. West Termite and Pest Control, protecting your home health and peace of mind.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Can I borrow your car? I wanna drive into the wall and make us two-dimensional. And by the way, I need your credit card. I need to pay a guy to get my pineal gland recalcified. And
You're listening to Halftime with Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. The May Mayhem continues with special pricing on trucks, SUVs, and pre-owned vehicles across all locations. Salute the savings and visit Lewis Automotive today. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Christian Johnston.
Yes, I love it. Just collision, car crashing, make ourselves two-dimensional, and we're just moving right along.
I've always felt two-dimensional.
You know what I mean? What are you going to do? We're just going to try to get better each day. It's been fun working with you guys today. Anything you want to get in with us on and talking about Razorback running backs, talking about the baseball team, talking about NBA draft, talked a little Major League, a little golf, and anything you want to get on, come in with us, 877-377-6963. It's friendly here. Clay, what's on your mind, man? You got anything you want to touch on because I know after the next 2 days we don't get you anymore.
Well, it's
well, not until next week. I mean, for the rest of the week. But is there anything you want to talk about this baseball team and the draw?
Yeah, I mean,
Clay, who you pitching? Who would you pitch?
I don't think it really matters.
Yeah.
I think it's a coin flip, and we're not privy to the most important part of the decision making is how is Hunter Dietz's shin, and if it's a bruise and if there's any hindrance in the way he pitches, then one more day might benefit him, and of course if it benefits him, it probably benefits the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think either Hunter Dietz or Gabe Gackle, what I've seen of them lately, they're both terrific. I don't think Missouri State has seen either one of those. I think we did see some of their top line pitching as they tried to win. Those games were really critical for Missouri State to get in the tournament, and I think the fact that they won that first game probably really helped their RPI. I think it's a bit of a rivalry game. I think it probably is more so for Arkansas. But I think that the flip side of that is the fact that Arkansas got sent on the road when they were told by SEC administrators. By the way, I don't think those guys knew what they were talking about. I think they were just telling Dave Van Horn what he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And we've all been in settings where somebody tells you what you want to hear. The last thing you want is a yes man. If you're talking to somebody, you want a straight shooter, and Dave Van Horn is the ultimate straight shooter, and he assumes that that's what you are, coming right back at him. And so whoever told him that obviously didn't know, and I would guess that Dave's probably crossed them off his list on asking for opinions going down the road. I don't think you do anything differently. I think Arkansas was in a position that they needed to win every game they could win there. So the fact that they didn't get to host, they're probably right on the borderline, and there might have been something happened. You always look at what you're doing and not what somebody else is doing. And sometimes you guys will ask me, okay, it's selection committee time, and these guys are, I'm talking about the college football playoffs, and, do you think this team or that team? We don't really know. We haven't studied it the way those guys in those committee rooms, and the job the selection committee has is incredibly difficult to do. And no matter what they do, there's going to be teams, throughout that you're getting sent here, you're getting sent there. I think they did do them a favor. I looked at the D1 baseball odds. Those guys are pretty good, and they have Arkansas as the highest percentage of a 2 seed to go win a regional. I think at 46%, and that's almost a coin flip. When you talk about Kansas, Big 12 was not strong. This was not the year for the Big 12. And when you say Kansas is the Big 12 champion, I hate to say this, but I'm not impressed. And I'm not saying I'm not impressed with Kansas. I'm not impressed
with winning the Big 12.
Winning the Big 12.
Yeah.
I mean, where they would place in the SEC, not sure, but I don't. They don't. They don't look like Georgia. They don't look like Texas. They don't look like a lot of the teams. Frankly, they don't look like Alabama or Florida either. So and they're the last team to get a home regional. So I mean I get it. So I think there's motivation for Arkansas, and it could be worse. They could be going to UCLA.
Yeah.
They could be going to
playing in a smaller
any
stadium.
number of places. Well, I'm just saying, travel wise, it's a good regional for Arkansas fans. I mean, they're not going to get many tickets, when they play Kansas, but they're going to get plenty of tickets when they play Missouri State, I think. I'll be surprised if you don't see, a lot of red in that small 4,000 seat stadium. By the way, they're jamming some bleachers in there.
Yeah.
Those will be some incredibly bad seats.
Yeah, I heard about them renovating what they're now calling the backyard. They've essentially taken all the padding off of the wall out there in left field. So they're outfielders in Lawrence this weekend. Beware, you'll not have quite as much cushion as you normally will if you're ever going to contest one of those balls that might be going over the fence. But Clay, I think you're spot on with a lot of that. I mean, obviously DVH and company. I mean, we were sitting here on the postgame show on Friday before the championship game on Saturday after the game and concluded against Auburn, and we thought that, hey, you've won 3 games here in the SEC tournament, all against other teams that are going to be firmly in the NCAA tournament field. It seems to me like that should do you the amount of work that's necessary to vault you into a hosting spot. But unfortunately, a middling March kind of caught up to you in the back end of that, and that's kind of how things work out, unfortunately, in the RPI.
Yeah, there's another part to it that a lot of people are kind of missing. This wasn't a great SEC schedule for Arkansas.
Yeah.
What I mean, when you lop off Texas and Texas A&M, and you wouldn't say LSU because they had they're sitting at home. They're not very good this year. But you didn't play Tennessee, and that's an NCAA tournament team. In the regular season, didn't have a 3-game series anyway. But the fact that you lost a game at South Carolina and you lost a game at Missouri, and not all, what do you say, 17-13 records are equal. You think, well, you had the same record as some other teams in the SEC. Alabama, they got a lot of brownie points by beating Oregon State early.
Well, let's do some brownie points here, Clay. We got 1 minute. We got to go. We got to hit a commercial. We'll come right back.
Would you say I have a plethora of piñatas? A what? A plethora. Oh, yes. You have a plethora.
This is halftime.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Enclaves at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off and 4.9% financing for up to 84 months on this luxurious third-row SUV. Or drive the brand-new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited-time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust a team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
When the heat turns up, your equipment can't afford to slow down. At Sharp Equipment, we keep you working with quality parts, quick repairs, and a team that knows how to get you back up and running. Whether you're tackling land, lifting loads, or repairing what broke in the field, we've got your back. Visit Sharp Equipment at 3918 Pointer Trail East in Van Buren or give us a call at 479-649-0500. Sharp Equipment, keeping your world moving, less downtime, more done.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life. And you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus, gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
The May Mayhem continues with special pricing on trucks, SUVs, and pre-owned vehicles across all locations. Salute the savings and visit Lewis Automotive today. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Whoa, let's go baseball. Let's go. Nothing much tonight. We get a game 6 tomorrow. Clay, who wins tomorrow? We won't get you on tomorrow. Oklahoma City have to travel to San Antonio. Game 6. Who you got?
I think it's going to be the Spurs. I mean, I think they're going to rise up and fight back. The one thing that keeps puzzling me is that I've thought that that Wemby is the next great player, but he hasn't. Maybe he's tired.
Huh? Yeah.
They put it on him, and he couldn't get his shots, and he took a few otherworldly range shots because they left him out there in the logo area. That's not the shot that he needs to be taking. He's 7'5",
Go down towards the rim, big fella. That's right. I'm with you. Go cause havoc. He's a youngster. We forget
22.
that
man.
he's a baby. Yeah, second year in the league.
No,
third
I
year in the
get
league,
it.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying he's got room to grow.
So when he gets to be 25, I'll make a judgment on him then.
Yeah, I'm still taking the Joker over Wendy.
And-
Like if you're saying who would I want, yeah, the Joker is a more complete player right now. And he's got a chip, so I'm with you. Well, all the chips are falling into place, and I believe the unit has chipped up the
Eastside
podcast.
Liquor Halftime Podcast. Yes, he has. It's ready to go. As soon as we're done here, he's going to click post, and it's going to be ready to go. That's why he's the best producer in the business.
Colton, just remember, whenever you have a game that we want to play, I'm going to change the rules.
I love it.
Clay,
That
if you
happens
don't
at my
change
house
the rules,
too.
if you don't change the rules, Clay, I'd be
he stops
insulted.
caring
I'd be
then, right?
insulted. Yeah, because
Exactly.
it means that you don't care anymore.
Uh-huh.
That's what it's all about. Thank you, Clay.
Well,
Always
we
love
care
talking to you.
about everybody here. We care about all you listeners. We do this show for you guys.
That's
We
right.
do it because we like it, but we also do it for you guys. So we hope y'all enjoy it. I've enjoyed my time with you guys today. Everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you around.